Welcome to another episode of the Mystery Children Podcast.
It's the Mystery Children Podcast.
Number 26.
We holding our mics tonight.
We're all holding our mics. Trey, I see you went back on what you said you were going to do. You decided to hold the mic.
Nice. I did decide to hold the mic because I didn't want to be the only one not holding a cylindrical object to my mouth.
I told you I'm going to walk around. I'm going to do some crowd work today.
Crowd work.
All right, how you start off?
Go ahead, Steve.
Hey. How you guys doing this week?
I'm doing splendid. How are you, Trey?
I'm fantastic.
You're so handsome today.
I'm fantastic, folks.
Can we all just look at Trey's shoes today, by the way? Fucking beautiful.
I got on some fake Yeezys.
Got the Chinese's.
Chinese's.
You can't even tell the difference, man.
From the DH gate.
You can't even tell the difference.
Nah.
If you wear them in the rain and they just fall apart, then maybe you'll know.
They're made out of the packing.
All the adhesive gives.
They're made out of the packing material that
that's fine.
dissolves.
I'll be like, well, I gotta.
That was worth it.
Just
they had a nice run.
just laces. You'll just have laces.
My friends got a good look at them, so they
had a nice run.
That was the point.
Those are good, man. I'm not getting anything legit anymore.
God damn you, China!
I'm gonna bootleg even like cheap shit that you shouldn't have to bootleg, like K-Swiss. Like,
well, we just showed.
I got some fake Skechers.
I just showed you. There's fucking like Chucks.
Yeah,
they're called bucks.
No, that is sad, dude. Chucks are expensive though nowadays.
Well, I guess because they were bought by Nike, right? So
is that why they got so pricey?
Yeah, that's why.
That's such
bullshit. And that's why they're crazy colors and shit.
They're bought by Nike a long time ago. Yeah. But I was listening to a podcast today.
Was it ours?
It was.
No,
ours.
it wasn't. You fucking cheater.
Fucking Judas.
You adulterer.
You're Judas.
So sorry.
Fucking adulterer.
Oh, go on.
Apologize. But they're interviewing the former head of DC Shoes or DC Clothing. DC Clothing.
DC. That's
a skate brand.
That's not Rob, right? No.
No.
He's sponsored.
No, yeah. So I learned that DC stands for Drawers Clothing. Never knew that.
Really?
Yeah.
Drawers?
Yeah.
Like a drawer?
Like a drawer, yeah.
Okay.
Didn't know that.
Might be the least creative fucking like abbreviation
Drawers
acronym I've ever fucking heard.
But the guys, it's a really good interview. He talks about like just going through
They could
stuff.
at least said dope clothing.
The dope clothing.
Ooh.
Dicey clothing.
No, drawers. They went for drawer.
No, but
dirty cock.
But he's a really smart guy, and just him talking about the process and how things went about. And he said it's funny because he's like, I've been in all different parts of the world, and I've seen knockoffs of our stuff, our shoes, our clothing. And he goes, and the funny thing is, he said the funny thing is that they come from the same factories that we get our stuff made. So basically, after the run's done and they have so many left over, they're like, we have like so many of the uppers, and we got a couple of these lowers over here, 2 different shoes. Let's just put them together.
Of course, dude.
Yeah. So
they have the mold.
Yeah. So I mean, those very well from the same factory as the originals.
I love Yeezys. I love the silhouette. I love the whole idea of, well, not idea, but just everything about them is really cool to me specifically. Right. But I'm not going to pay $300 for shoes. Why would I do that?
Well, you know what? I mean, how do you think the process of that shoe came about? Like just looking at the design.
I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's very much.
I imagine I imagine dude was sitting on the couch and he was wearing some socks. And he's like, you know what? Dope. If there's some soles on the bottom of these socks.
You know what's cool? Isn't this the stitching that that follows through the shoe? Isn't it like a Japanese or some kind of tie, like binding, like side binding or something like that? Didn't they used to bind books in this way or something along those lines?
You know what?
I took a bookbinding class. I can tell you right now that is not a bookbinding technique.
I don't know.
That'd be hilarious, though. I mean, it might be, to be honest.
It's cool.
It seems very interesting.
Little details.
Yeah.
I like them. They're better than my shoes. That's all I can say.
But anyway, but my week is going well. Thank you for asking.
No one asked.
No one asked. We didn't get shit.
Oh, dang.
How's your week, man?
I don't care about your marriage coming up.
That's true. It's coming up.
It's going quick. 3 months, man.
The vice is closing.
Very slowly. It is. It's
Steve, your wife's about to inherit all your student loans.
Woohoo! If that ain't love, I don't know what is. And a woman willing to take on your student loans?
You should murk yourself out right away and just leave her saddled with that debt.
I'm taking on hers as well.
It's true, yeah. It's true.
But we're trying to come up with a plan, a financial plan. That's what you're doing, I guess, when you're a grown up. Start paying this shit off.
Yeah, I've just completely ignored my student loans. They're coming for me at some point.
Yeah.
They've already come for me.
I'm about to like.
Dude, I owe like $100,000.
Yeah.
That's just not going to get paid anytime soon.
They want me to
They'll
pay
get what they get.
$1,500 a month.
Yeah.
Who's gonna? No,
No, it's
I'm
crazy.
Not a drug dealer.
My mom was like
Don't
2
have
G's
that.
a month, and I was like,
No, it's
I
insane.
have to go right now.
Yeah.
Just hung that shit up. I was like, I don't.
Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Man. You know, so.
Well, anyways,
Yeah, that's good, man. My week's been going well too. I went to the La Brea Tar Pits today, which was cool. I haven't been there in a minute.
I saw that you were interested on Facebook.
Oh yeah, I was interested on the free day, but we paid for it today. We went and I didn't realize that it was like basically connected to LACMA.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize that it's literally they share the same like courtyard, I guess. So to speak. But I haven't been there in a long time since I was like a little kid, and it's dope, man. If you got kids, take your kids there because almost everything there is made to be touched, which is interesting because at most museums it's completely the opposite. But they have all these life-size like replicas of giant sloths and shit. Like you can climb
really cool.
all over them. The kids are fucking. I was looking around. I was like, "Is this okay?" Like, they had like groups of kids there, like,
No,
Stepping
it's
in
not,
the tar
no, it's
pit.
not okay.
Yeah,
It's a Rembrandt.
I'm assuming this is okay. So yeah, it was cool. My daughter loved touching all the fucking like all the
Picassos.
all the no.
His daughter's murdering the Picassos.
The funny thing is,
priceless, sir.
I'm not sure
please.
what natural history museum would have a Picasso hanging in it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
so
No,
odd.
sorry, you were. Yeah.
But-
Did you guys get
the
to see-
tar pits were dope though?
Did the raptor come through?
No, there was no raptor coming.
That's-
With the guy in the raptor
Yeah,
costume,
that's just dope.
Do they have that at the La Brea Tar Pit? There were no.
Oh,
there's
you
no
guys didn't go
dinos-
into the Natural History Museum? Did you go
Not
in?
the Natural History Museum. We went to the LA Tar Pits Museum. They're two separate things.
Is there something a bit morbid about the La Brea Tar Pits in general?
Like 73 saber-toothed cats, like 150,000
All
horses.
died there, right?
Giant, like many giant-toed sloths, antelopes. Dude, the funny thing
Stuffed them all
is
in
that
there.
like it's almost like Mother Nature's joke on animals because it's a big ass sand pit. It's a big fucking pit full of tar, which is an asphalt bubbling out of the earth.
Right.
Something big clambers in. It's fucking like stuck in there. And then imagine a bunch of pack wolves. They're just like, oh, this is an easy meal. Let's all jump
And then
on
they
it.
jump in, and then they get caught.
So there's a ton of predator animals in there too, like pack predators. So you imagine how many, like probably just dozens at a time, just going after
It's a
carcass.
non-stop cycle of
Yeah,
life.
just you would think at some point they would learn, like, let's not jump into the black tar. So it was pretty rad. I like that stuff, and daughter had fun.
That's
too.
really cool.
Yeah, I did that today. How's your week going?
Everything's cool. I came across there's a movie on Netflix. I want to say, who was in Brokeback Mountain? What two guys ran there?
Heath Ledger and
Jake
Jake Gyllenhaal.
So there's a new movie on Netflix with Jake Gyllenhaal. I forget the title of it, but I watched it, and it's about an old man who dies. He's a painter, and his paintings have this morbid sensibility, and then those sensibilities start to like prophesize really shifty, like fucked up things that happen in real life. So anybody who possesses those paintings has tragedy befall them.
Oh, fantastic!
It's a really cool movie because it like gives you a look into how like art buyers work.
View things, yeah.
Yeah, and how art buyers view things, how they work, the type of
How they hold value on them.
Yeah, how they place value on
Gotcha.
things, how they actually like section off certain paintings. Like let's say a design or artist might have, I don't know, 100 paintings attributed to like their canon of work.
Yeah.
And they might only put out 10, and then they'll say, well, yeah, it's exclusive because there's only 10.
Yeah.
And then you find out later, once they start finding these lost paintings, then you can increase the value on those paintings.
Wow.
Because, so things of that nature. But it's
Nice.
it's a really cool movie.
Yeah, I have to check that out, dude. Yeah, that was good, man.
You know what's crazy is the YouTube trailer you sent over. Of the fire. What is it? Fires.
I forgot. Forget what it's called, but it looks dope, right?
It looks good, man.
It's the anti-Superman, basically.
Right. It's like it's the Superman story, but like what could happen if he had the human sensibility of like power and taking over.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me. I don't know.
No, that's exactly
Totally, right.
That's exactly what it is.
Did I send that?
No, I sent it.
Okay,
I'm sorry. I looked at you when I said it, but
I'm like, damn, that's
I don't
fucked.
know.
I
Did
sent
you see
something. I must have seen it at some point.
Maybe
but
you
I probably
did,
don't remember it.
I don't think you ever responded to it. But
that shit looks
I sent it
dope.
over because I was speaking to Steve about it a few episodes back.
It's a superhero movie?
Or it's an anti-superhero movie. So it's,
well, I mean, it's
the basic premise of Superman. So
Right,
being lands in a field. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Being lands in a field of a husband and wife, a farm field of a husband and wife who are.
And he's an alien. He's alien origin.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's of alien origin.
Gotcha.
He doesn't find out until later in the same vein as Superman, but for some reason, this guy doesn't come with the intent of, assimilating and saving the human race. He starts to realize as he gets older that there's something malevolent about, his origins, and those that malevolent energy overtakes this young man, and he's he's trying to kill,
right?
Dude,
he's trying to kill the human
right?
race.
Isn't that what the Saiyans did? They shot their babies out everywhere into the universe, and wherever they landed, they just overtook that planet.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
But it's dope as shit. He has the heat ray vision, just like
Everything.
Superman. He has the
floating
speed.
He floats. He's got the cape and
He has a
everything.
cape, but the cape is over his whole face. Where it's basically over his whole face, and you can only see his eyes through the cape. So the cape is wrapped around his head.
That sounds cool.
Yeah,
it sounds better than fucking Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
You brought up. No, that's funny. So I'm so fucking glad that you brought that up because
Hey, women are taking over.
I
I
wanted to ask you too whether you initially, when you first heard of Captain Marvel, was there a piece of you that was like, oh God, why did it have to be? It has to be. It's so heavy-handed. We're gonna turn it into a girl and she's gonna save the world. And is that sexist? Is it sexist to have those initial?
It's a good question.
Feelings about it?
It's a good question because I felt that way.
so.
I did. I was like, really? It's kind of like, there's no good female superheroes. There's no good female comics. No, I'm just playing. I'm kidding about all that. No, but if I'm being completely honest, my initial thought process or a gut feeling of it was like, oh, really? It's a woman.
She's Superman, but she's a woman.
Okay, right.
She's supposed to be the strongest character in all the Marvel universe,
Which is cool.
Isn't that insane? Yeah,
she's not the strongest.
She's supposed to be. She's supposed to be.
She's like akin. There's a lot of people stronger than she's not as strong as somebody like the Galactus. I
think she's supposed to be stronger than Galactus.
She's not as strong as them because she comes from a race. She's basically given that power by a race of otherworldly beings.
It's kind of like a
she can't be
Green
stronger
Lantern
than them, right?
episode.
How can she be stronger than the people who gave her the power? But maybe anyway.
Right.
But my initial thoughts about it, I was thinking like she can't beat Superman. And I was like, why the fuck did I? I was like, why did I?
What is that?
Why?
Yeah. It's funny that we snap judgment that shit right away because I did, if I'm being honest, and that doesn't mean anything because you could watch him be like that was really good.
I'm not gonna lie. I think they picked a good actress at least.
It might be really good, and my initial feeling doesn't mean shit. It's just like wherever his conditioner came from, blah blah blah. I think when you say Captain Marvel, you think of a man, right? So it's like, whoa, all right, but it might be really good. I don't know.
Well, the thing that bothered me about it is that why should I care that it's a woman? That they're flipping the traditional roles where the male is the fucking, he's the guy, he's adorned with all of the power, he's the one in charge of saving the world or the race or whatever it be.
Right.
And I'm thinking from a woman's perspective, shouldn't she be thinking the same way I thought about Captain Marvel every time she sees another male superhero? Another male superhero is going to fucking save the world.
Okay.
Right. For me, I kind of was thinking that's a little sexist, the fact that...
Well, you're sexist. There's no doubt about it.
PJ and I talk about it all the time.
It's really fucked up. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I have these deep-seated sexist ideals.
But it's if you can be honest, that's cool. You know what I mean? It's like if you're like, my first gut feeling was, oh, really? And then I was like, wait, why did I think that? In the better part is when you question it. Like, why did I think? Not like, oh, I'm a goddamn woman. You better be a man in there.
But I've thought the same thing when they wanted to do the James Bond thing, but they wanted to get...
Come on, though.
Idris Elba? I was like, why?
Oh yeah.
Why
But
not?
then you start to think, why not? Yeah,
Why not?
exactly.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? You know?
Yeah.
Idris Elba would have made a fantastic Bond.
He would have been
by
an
the way.
amazing 007.
People would get mad because of how fucking handsome and suave that guy is.
Yeah.
I think that's why they're mad at the end, because they're like, he's black.
And
That's the only reason people would have any problem with it.
A mean do-rag on all of his videos on Instagram.
He's making some funny ass like commercials on YouTube, by the
Well,
way.
you remember Michelle Rodriguez, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Not too long ago when they were at the height of deciding whether he was going to actually take the role as the next 007.
Yeah.
She was against it, and she was saying her logic was that she felt that she was like, well, why don't we just make our own characters instead of wanting to see ourselves in the role of like these white characters? Why not make our own characters as big as 007s and things of that nature
right.
that are inherent to...
Because they want the momentum that comes with it already.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you're not going to
It's
be
easy.
able to build up like a
easy
brand
money.
new black 007 agent.
Yeah,
you know?
but I guess, but in some regard, wouldn't you say that's the level playing field? Is that if white people can make characters that are timeless in that fashion, even though they might have had a head start, a fucking huge head start,
Right.
it should be like incumbent upon other races to try their best to make characters
Well, they
that
kinda
are inherent to their ethnicity
Yeah.
that also have that type of longevity moving forward, rather than just being like, I want to see the next Chinese Superman.
Right.
People don't like.
Let's just create a Chinese Superman.
People
you know?
don't believe superheroes can be anything, which
Especially
is funny
Chinese,
because,
Trey.
Well, I believe a black guy over a white. Black guys are like the strongest. They're the strongest fucking species.
Oh, here
on
we
Earth.
go.
Seriously.
What about Nordic folks?
He's
They're
saying
pretty
this
big,
to like
too.
the skinniest black nigga ever.
Go to a fucking Lakers game, go to a fucking NBA game, and see the fucking monsters out on the court. When you think you're tall, and you go see guys who are 7 foot something, and
monsters
these
of all type.
but they're mostly humongous black guys. And I'm saying like, but the funny thing is that people immediately think, oh, white guy Superman. If I seen a Superman, a big white guy, and then I saw like John Jones or something, I'm like, John Jones, go fuck that dude up.
Well, you know what? But the thing is, this is one thing that I noticed, and I could be wrong, is whenever they try to do something like that, it's like, all right, so the character is the hero. It's a black male, and they always gear it towards
Black people?
black people. So it's
Well,
not
it's
widely
because they have
accepted,
to.
right?
It's because
right.
they have to.
It's because they
They
have
need
to.
the
When
endorsement.
you do something like Black Panther, if you put out Black Panther and you say, we're going to try to like play this right down the middle, and we're going to hope to bring in as many different types of ethnicity and culture
Right.
as possible, it usually
Flops.
doesn't work that way.
But see,
it has to be heavy-handed on one end or not. you
See,
know?
so that's what I mean. It's like, so 007, like, all races go there and they appreciate the craziness of that movie. But then if you do like a black other something that's kin
Only
to
black people
both-
are gonna go
only
see
black,
it.
you know, and then it defeats the purpose of creating. Why don't we do our own? You know, so you got to figure out a way to spread it across everybody. You know, and make
shit, that
relatable.
might be the problem. I
Yeah.
mean,
You know
I
what
think-
though? When you try and spread it out for everyone,
It's hard.
It loses something.
It does.
You know what I mean?
It
You
does.
got to go hard on the paint on one and sacrifice like the minority kind of.
But then it will
who
never.
aren't going to feel
but
it.
It's not going to have the longevity.
Because, dude, Black Panther, that was very black centric, but that's what made it dope. Because like the track was all done by Kendrick. You're like, dude, this shit is fucking ill. The cast is primarily black.
But
That's
do you
dope.
think? But I mean, the cast being primarily black, I don't think that was the appeal in it. I think the Marvel system was largely the appeal
Right.
because
It was the
Marvel,
closest-
No, of course,
Marvel had
yeah.
set up all of
Right.
these great movies beforehand,
Right.
and then you just go, oh, okay, well, Black Panther just happened to be a part of this system
Right.
that's already.
And I would say
chugging
that's the
along.
closest,
Yeah,
the
true.
closest one that's like heavily like a black influence movie that spread across multiple
Yeah.
ethnicities and accepted, right? So it's like,
I mean, think about Luke Cage. Luke Cage
oh, yeah.
was
Mhm.
awesome to me.
Right.
I don't know if you two
I liked it. I thought it was
even
dope.
watched
Yeah.
Luke Cage. And that's because it was, I mean, though it's within the Marvel system, it wasn't a feature film.
Right.
You know, it wasn't a feature
It
film.
was the series, right?
It was on-
Yeah, it's a series, yeah.
It's
I
on
watched a
Netflix,
couple of them. It wasn't
it's,
bad.
And it's heavily geared toward like black culture.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think when it comes down to it, maybe like everyone can never truly like I can't get behind if there's something that's specifically geared toward white people and their humor and their culture and how how they operate. It's harder for me to get on board than when it's black culture, or even it's harder for me to get on board than when it's like Latin culture.
Okay,
it's easier for me to attach myself to things that roll down that alley,
than it is. But you know what was Aquaman did pretty well. I don't understand why.
That shit was horrible.
I don't know why.
A fucking turd.
So funny because you said that, and I
never
believe
gave it a chance.
That day, I was speaking to my mom, and she was like, "Have you seen Aquaman? It's a really good movie."
Okay.
And I thought about what you said. Like,
go ahead. I mean, to each their own.
Like they were saying, like, why does my girl want to see Aquaman so bad? She's not even into Marvel comic shit.
Fucking Jason Momoa.
She wanted to see that dude.
See that fool fucking sopping wet. She wants to see you on fucking on mutant Ninja Turtle ooze, like how you turn out.
Oh my god, he's so disgusting. Look at him.
Going back to thoughts of like, is it sexist? So I don't know if you guys have. I mean, probably not. But there's this. I believe it's like a high school wrestler, and Mac Beggs. I don't know if you've ever heard of Mac Beggs.
No.
Okay, so Mac Beggs is was born a female, transitioning.
Here we go.
Transitioning to be a boy.
I just don't want. Listen, I know where you're going with this.
Transitioning to be a man.
I don't want females to get fucked up by a dude. That's all I want.
Right. So here's the thing.
It's not gonna be pretty.
So here's the thing. So this Mac Biggs has a vagina, okay, and wants to be a male, right? So like as Ruth would say and yell at me about, that is a male, and I say okay.
She's a wrestler.
He's
a wrestler.
So he is a wrestler on the girls' wrestling team. Okay. So the way it works is the school that this individual's at, they said you cannot wrestle with boys because you can only wrestle with the sex that you were born as. So you got this female that's transitioning over to a male,
and so that means
taking
that
testosterone. She's fucking. Or I'm sorry, he is fucking up these women.
That's not good.
There's one girl was crying after pinning the shit out of her.
Of course, can you imagine a girl who's used to girl strength and all of a sudden you're
monster strength
against a fucking a real dude coming at you with everything they have?
Have you noticed that seems to only work in that position where it's the male who is allowed to get over on women who aren't as strong as that male? Remember Fallon Fox not too long ago?
That's what I was just thinking about.
In the MMA world, I'm saying, well, if this is a level playing field and everything is about equality, fuck that. Start putting women on the NFL field.
Right, that's what I said.
Once they get laced, don't get mad.
Yeah, don't get mad.
Don't get mad. Don't be sad. Don't cry. That's what she wanted to do.
Well, Ruth and I talked about this, and originally when I misread the article about it, and I thought it was a biological boy transitioning to a female and wrestling females. And I was like, that's not fair for the other girls. And she's saying it is fair because she's taking estrogen now, and Ruth believes that that this person lost the boy strength, which wouldn't be true because the bone density, all that, the muscles, fast switch, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was like, it still wouldn't be fair. But she believes that it would be. And I said, okay, well, and then when I was like, well, I got that wrong. It's actually a female trying to become a boy. And then she's like, that's messed up. And I was like, what's the difference?
Yeah.
I don't know what the difference. But you know what, though? I totally see her point and what she's saying about, the whole thing of equality. But I personally still think that if it was a boy transitioning into a girl wrestling other girls, the individual would have an upper hand. That's just my personal belief. I don't know. I just feel like you come in stronger naturally. Yeah. But I mean, who knows?
It just seems like there's less policing happening when it's dealing with women. It seems like there's been multiple instances where women have been in a disadvantageous position of being beat up by basically a dude.
Yeah. It's
Cyborg. No.
Yeah, but you know what? But what's the MMA fighter? You guys? What was the
Fallon Fox?
I did see the fight where Fallon Fox got worked.
Got laced though.
Yeah. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, wait a minute, that's kind of crazy.
But I mean, that's I don't know. He just wasn't a very good fighter.
To begin with.
He was speaking about John Jones. All of a sudden, John Jones one day decides, you know what, I'm just going to transition.
I'm done.
Imagine.
And now he's fighting an Invicta.
Fuck.
Murdering women.
Just killing them. Literally
women.
Carrying them out on stretchers.
Oh, no, it's okay. Equality.
It's not cool.
Listen, in 50 years, it's going to be a whole different thing.
It will be.
It'll be a whole... I mean, someone is going to have to sort it out, and there's going to be a lot of messy things to get through. And a lot of emotional things.
A lot. See, the harder part is not the logical, but the emotional part of
exactly,
it.
Exactly,
yeah. And, I don't know.
I just don't want women getting fucked up at the hands of trying to prove a point that everyone is equal.
Or they're the sacrificial lambs for equality.
Because if you put the first female linebacker on a pro NFL team,
there are though.
It's going to be bad.
How many females do you think would play in the NFL if they could?
I think there's quite a few
that want to play for sure.
Think so?
Yeah.
I think they believe. I think they believe that they're up for the task until they get hit by a
refrigerator with legs,
240-pound linebacker running at them full steam. It's going to be bad.
It's going to hurt. Bad. It's going to hurt bad. I remember playing high school football freshman year. There was this dude. He was like my size, but he was fucking ripped.
Yeah.
Fucking just laced me, and I was like, "Yeah."
I tried to play football once. I did Hell Week
really bad.
in high school, and then after Hell Week, I was like, "I quit.
I'm done."
I went through it. It was so hard. I was way too fat for it. I was like, "Nah, I'm not doing it."
Yeah, dude, it's crazy, man. But I don't know. It was something I just came across that was pretty interesting.
No, I'm glad because this was something that I meant to bring up, starting from the Captain Marvel situation, so I'm glad that we spoke about this. I'm hoping that people start to listen to these things because I think these are definitely conversations that need to be had between men and women and being honest and open about our feelings about these things. Like society is changing and it's not going backwards. We're definitely not going back to the 50s. We're evolving, but there obviously, as you spoke of, P, there are going to be hiccups and there are going to be
it's a lot of things to take to task because there's a lot of weirdos out there too. There's like white women who identify as black. There's just shit's getting so convoluted. Like bathrooms, there's no more boy and girl bathrooms.
Yeah,
like, that's just one quick step, one giant leap for mankind.
We'll see what happens. You got the 50-year-old man who identifies as a 6-year-old girl in England.
Whatever.
Hey, whatever, dude. All good.
All bets are off.
Yeah, like those people who mass transition. Like right now, I'm a 6-year-old girl. Yeah. Now I'm an 85-year-old woman. You're like, what is that? You're right in front of me.
I'm going to walk into Big Five and just like when they open the register, I'm just going to take a fat stack of cash. I identify as the manager today.
That's all right. That's great. Hey, no, it's okay. Don't call the cops.
It's good. I'm the manager.
I'm an old-timey bandit.
I am identifying as an old coal miner. Oh, shit. All right, you guys want to get into this?
The actual intro topic?
Yeah, fuck. All right, so last week, was it last week? We talked about Jesse Smollett, actor from Empire? Empire, and he was... we called it the modern day lynching because it was essentially it was a racial assault in Chicago where he was beat up and thrown bleach on his face.
They had a cup of bleach.
And they put a noose around his neck. So the dude took a beating.
And just to be clear,
MAGA country.
In their kit, they had a cup of bleach. They happened to have a rope, and they also had 2 hats, MAGA hats, which is perfect.
Are you saying it was the FBI? Just driving that wedge between us.
The racist toolkit.
I'm just
2019
I'm just saying
racist toolkit.
That'd be a funny ass thing to illustrate. Actually,
it's weird that they had all the stuff on hand. What grown men are walking around with these things?
I'm not going to get into that, Steve.
All you need
Steve,
is a rope.
You're on an island with that. I believe you, Jesse.
I believe it. Cool. Anyways,
no. I'm not saying I don't believe him. I'm just curious. About
curious.
It.
All right. Here's the thing. He said, okay, and then he said, I fought back. He said, I fought the F back. Mm-hmm. I think he said,
but tell him that real though.
He said, I fought the fuck back, and he calls himself the gay Tupac.
Nice.
And this was
wait,
because he's also I guess he is a musical artist before he's an actor.
Why Tupac though?
Why Tupac?
Why Tupac out of all of them?
Why not Tupac? Tupac is the international I'm the shit thug.
But he's saying that he is two
icon.
things in one. He's saying that he is one, a hardcore thug who will stomp you out in a Las Vegas casino with his homeboys.
Right.
And he is two,
a gay man.
Gay man.
I
mean, I guess you could be
can't
two in the
coexist.
same.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can. You could be was it homo thug, right?
Is that the political term?
Is that the
homo thug?
Definitely not the political term.
I am dropping the ball. Everybody, listen. I
but
do.
It's definitely the street term.
But it's sad that if people attacked them, that they felt that they could just take liberties on someone for no reason. Why would you pull up, get out of your Bronco, and then just start stomping the dude out?
I'm telling you right now, the straight Tupac would have fucked those two dudes up. So I don't think he could.
Shit, the straight Tupac
would have whooped those dudes' asses.
Shot at cops.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
And not only that, shot at cops and got off.
Damn, really? I didn't know that.
Court of law, yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, he couldn't fight off. Listen, if you look at a video and you see who's your two stereotypical white racists screaming at you, you could probably fuck those dudes up.
Right.
A lot of those guys are out of shape, fucking middle America dudes wearing their plaid fucking shirts. You're you're not scary. Bro.
Well, I saw Jesse wasn't too traumatized by the whole situation.
He definitely didn't seem traumatized by the situation. So I watched the video. The video is of him. He's speaking to the crowd who came to see him sing or whatever he does.
Right. He didn't cry or anything. Right.
No. He didn't cry at all. But it's weird. He had a prepared monologue, and these quotes happened to be within the monologue. So he had a prepared monologue that he was reading from a piece of paper, in front of a group of fans who paid to come see him.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. Couple bleach.
Interesting. But
okay.
Anyway, during the monologue, he basically said, I am in no way a victim. As reported by the media, my ribs were not broken. I was able to get to the hospital on my own accord. And then he punctuated that statement by saying, I fought the fuck back. And then, there was a crowd applause. And right after the crowd died down, he also punctuated again by saying, I'm the gay Tupac. And then he turned around and the crowd went wild.
That's the kind of.
What if it was total silence? I'm the gay Tupac.
That's what I'm envisioning.
Okay, folks.
I'm envisioning a smattering of applause and a couple coughs. I don't know how to respond to that.
No, Tupac, you in New York.
No, but that's crazy. So I was trying to figure out let's find the update on the whole situation, because I know the police are investigating it. They're looking at video footage, trying to find.
I'm glad he's not brailing it.
Please tell me you saw the video footage.
I didn't.
So not too long ago, I came across a little editorial piece. Or it was something online where the police were saying newly released footage of the two perceived assaulters. Or whatever.
Right. Okay.
And it's just two silhouettes. It's just two dudes in
Maybe
silhouette.
It was two black guys.
And you go, fuck you.
I'm sorry.
Maybe he was confused.
But anyway, it's two silhouettes, and you go, okay, well, what exactly would I gather from this photo? What exactly are you asking of me? Are you asking me to identify these two silhouettes, or what?
Is Jesse there with them?
If there are any leads, no, he's not with them.
I want to see the
I
sketch
thought it was
artist.
gonna be a video of them slapping him around. That's not what it was.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. It's not a video. It is
a clip.
It's a still shot. It's two still shots of two individuals in silhouette, in total black silhouette, and you go, well, why are you releasing this? What would anyone gather from this photo?
Yeah, you can't
Nothing.
see shit.
You can't see anything.
You can't disseminate any information.
Is it even by the subway? Is there hats on?
Did he drop his $5 foot long?
From what I see, the two gentlemen in the photo, they have hoodies on. Could be two Trayvon Martins.
What? That's fucking weird.
Was it two Trayvon Martins?
Two of them? Damn.
I just think it's hilarious.
Al Sharpton's gonna get on my ass for that. I'm sorry.
I just picture it like a total fucking setup. Like when a cop, they're fucks some dude up, clubs him unconscious, and then throws some fucking crack on him. And then this one, these guys, like, they whoop his ass, and they make sure to throw a couple MAGA hats down. the fucking noose.
Yeah. Professionally made noose.
A fucking Bible or something, you know?
Man.
Oh, my God, Trump did it.
Trump is the only one who's done this.
So, weren't they trying to get, I guess he was on the phone with his manager when it was happening. Weren't they trying to get the conversation? Like, weren't like the police asking, can we get the phone conversation? Is it okay if we have that? And then,
how do you think that conversation went?
I
don't even want to go.
I could go there. I could go there, but we're not going to.
How you doing, Jake?
It'd be too funny.
Nah, I don't.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Trey, I'll let you do it.
Go ahead. Set up that meeting.
Hilarious one on
in my mind.
It's really good.
PJ, do it.
No,
just do it.
No, I'm good. I just imagine someone very happy to have 12 inches of sandwich and just skipping along. I'm like, word. No, I'm
guessing the ending went a little something like, oh no, yeah, these two white guys. I think they're just fans. No, yeah. No, oh wait, oh no.
That's kind of how I picture it going. Yeah. All I know is that.
Oh my God! They're trying to get me to suck their dick to release water.
Whoa. Yo.
This is the fire festival all over again.
Yeah, in my mind, the skit would be hilarious, but it's not. It's a very serious thing, guys. And,
it is a serious thing. Fuck those guys.
Fuck those guys, and
yeah, we're just
hopefully
making fun.
Hopefully those silhouettes will lead to an arrest. And
I just literally, I am like praying for the fucking. I'm praying for the day.
I
don't believe in God. So
civil gods to come down.
I'm waiting for some
civilized
situation
savages
to unfold in front of my own eyes, because I want to be able to hurt a racist.
Okay, I thought you were going somewhere else.
No. You know what I mean? I would just love for someone to try and start harassing someone and throwing. You know, like how they have all those videos in England of like, "Hey, you fucking nigger, hey bro," and they're like cursing people out. Yeah. They're like, "Oh, you fucking packy." They're talking all this open shit to people on bus. If that happened in front of you on the bus, someone started screaming some racial shit at someone, you'd be like, yes.
Well,
if it happened to Steve, I would just laugh.
If it has
Steve, you ain't gonna say nothing. Steve, you ain't gonna say nothing. You ain't gonna say nothing back.
I would say something. No? All you gotta do is take public transportation for a month. I guarantee
you'll run into
something. Yes. For sure.
Yeah, no, they need more heroes out there.
If somebody called me a nigger like today, I'd laugh.
Would you? You'd probably laugh. You'd be like, really?
Yeah. Because to me, it's comically.
It's a novel.
Racist.
It's almost. Really? It's almost. I feel like you'd be laughing too because you understand how fucking stupid that person is. Like how it's just like absurd to be so dumb.
The only times I've ever been called that word in the last 10 years, it's actually always been someone who is of like Hispanic.
Really? With the hard R.
Sorry.
Well, they'll usually say it in Spanish or something, and then
Mayate.
And then somebody who speaks Spanish will be like, "Hey," he said, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's fucked up." Yeah, but,
actually, that's funny because I used to hang out with a lot of like sketchy Mexican cats and some black dudes too, and they always used to call them mayates just for no reason. Like that was just like the standard term for it. I'm like,
yeah,
really? Why? Like you guys, your whole thing is influenced by black culture.
Everything. And we're in the same environments. It's really weird that we don't get along with each other.
The exact same circumstances. Yeah. Oh, man.
Strange. Well, hopefully, in all seriousness, hopefully. They find those people and they take care of that.
Color, guys. Don't see color.
When it comes down to it, we believe you, Jesse, and we rally for everyone who wants to do what they want to do with their lives, whether they want to be with men, women, goats, cats, whatever
you want to do.
No, not goats or cats.
Why?
No.
We hope that
cats especially.
We hope that everybody is respected when it comes down to on the base level.
True. All right, perfect. Let's move on to the next thing. Was it U.S., Russia both leave nuclear arms treaty? Russia threatens U.S. with a 100 megaton doomsday device.
Holy shit!
Let's just end
it. I wish she fucking would. I wish you would.
Let's just get it over with. The planet will be fine.
I'm interested.
All the humans will be dead.
I'm not gonna lie.
And there will be no more egos. That should be over with.
The best thing is that like
We're about to turn into Mars. Bitches.
Well,
For sure. Yeah.
here's the thing. Like, if we all have these missile defense systems. I want to know if I'll be affected if they were to launch a warhead and we were to send an anti-warhead missile and it explodes in the sky.
We're still going to be nuclear fallout.
Are we going to be fucked up still?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, it seems like it would just go through the atmosphere and we'd all be pretty fucked.
It's stupid. It's so dumb.
I think
the
that
radiation is what's gonna
The radiation,
up, right?
yeah, you're gonna get a nuclear winter. You're gonna get, nuclear. Sorry,
you said nuclear one more fucking
start
time.
having
nuclear.
fucking,
Yeah, I don't
little
know
like
said that shit.
3-head jupies.
George
and
Bush,
shit.
you heard him say it too much.
Yeah, god damn it.
That'd be dope.
having 3-head
Oh,
jupies.
my daughter had 3 heads. I would love that. Those cute little fat faces. I think that it's kind of being done in like shady backroom deals to kind of separate Trump from the whole collusion thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
I feel the same way. Yeah,
I feel like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it might not be true. Might be. False,
He all of
but-
a sudden has a problem with Russia.
All of a sudden, yeah.
When
they broke that treaty.
At the point when he's so close to being tied to Russia.
Exactly.
It seems
It's suspect.
convenient.
It's very
Yeah.
as convenient as having a noose and bleach. And
It's that convenient. It's like your little racist starter kit, you know.
Yeah. Nuclear.
Yeah, there. I mean, so if
Nuker.
everyone has their finger on the button, then I say,
Fuck it. Put yourselves in a room and shoot each other. Fuck
Seriously.
you guys.
Seriously.
Fuck you guys. No one else wants to die. Just kill yourselves.
So, I mean, Russia's got their power, man. They got the power to be like, hey, they don't got shit there. I know people are mad unhappy in the Soviet Union.
It's cold.
of course.
Yeah, because everyone there wants to try and leave and come here because they have like horrible They got like curfews and shit in some places. It's really it's very.
Is there even
authoritarian.
Netflix in Russia?
I don't think so, man. They
Oh,
have
man.
RooTube and that's it. They have shit else.
I don't know. I don't know how it is, but
Still got VHS. Like,
I bet you they do. I bet you they release new movies on VHS all the time.
oh man.
oh my God, Blair Witch.
Dude, no, I just imagine like fucking new film, like the Avengers films on
fucking
VHS.
Hilarious.
It'd be much cheaper to just do DVDs.
What's
but
up
yeah,
next?
man.
Trump.
This is weird.
Was it Trump mispronounce?
Mispronounces-
I'm not going to even say this because I'm going to mispronounce.
No,
these two.
mispronounces
Nepal?
and also
Bhutan.
Nepal
Bhutan?
is misspelled, Steve. But it's all right.
Oh shit! Look at that! Look at
Nepalese?
this dummy. Really?
Yeah, it's okay though.
You know what?
You and Trump have a lot in common, Steve.
How do you spell Nepal?
Nepal.
Oh, whatever.
What did I put?
Fuck you, ain't whatever.
Well, like
Some
Nepal.
respect.
Nepal.
Nepal.
Oh my god!
When was this? During the State of the Union address that just happened?
Yeah.
What does he care about freaking Nepal anyway?
What is that? Bhutan?
Bhutan.
Yeah.
That sweet, sweet
So I
Bhutan.
guess he just said Nepal. He pronounces nipple.
Did he really say nipple? Shut up.
Yeah, and then Bhutan was button. And then the CNN news anchor was
baby's
like,
first words.
was like,
Nipple button.
that's just a little snippet. I didn't even.
Hey, I have to take a
That's
pee-pee.
it. All right, go take your pee-pee. I'm a stickler for pronunciations,
Yeah,
just so
yeah.
you know, like, there's no excuse to be mispronouncing. Not only just as a normal person, as the president delivering the State of the Union address, someone should have, like, this guy's a dum-dum, so imagine his notes. Once he gets to Nepal, there should be in parentheses a little...
Like-
there should be phonetically broke down for him, so he can say it correctly.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be mispronouncing things.
Yeah, it doesn't help that I misspelled Nepal.
It's okay, Steve.
Yeah, no, it hurts a little
It
bit.
hurts.
Can't really talk shit.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. You know how to say it. You know how to say it. Hey, so let's see. Video shows white inmate stabbing 4 black inmates handcuffed to a table.
Did you see that video?
I don't even want to see that because to me it sounds as horrible as it sounds.
So there's these 2 dudes at work. This is not even my topic. It's got to be Trey's.
Yeah.
But I saw the video. And
God, you saw the video because I was just about to talk.
there's these 2 dudes I work with, and they always have the fucking worst clips to show me, right? And I'm
Dope.
shit that gets burned into your mind. Like, hey, check this
I
out.
know. I have like at least 3 videos in my brain that I can't ever erase.
Oh man, so
die.
So basically, supposedly, from what I'm told, Trey can clarify when he comes back, that a correctional officer handcuffed Was it four guys?
Four dudes, black guys, four black inmates handcuffed to a table.
I thought it was one black guy and 4 white inmates.
I don't know. It says video shows white inmate stabbing 4 black inmates handcuffed to a table.
And I did see it, but there's a lot of chaos.
Okay, so what did you see amidst the chaos?
I saw a gentleman handcuffed to a table and him getting fucking stabbed.
All I'm hearing is someone unable to defend themselves from someone with the intent on stabbing them to death. That is fucking terrifying.
Dude.
I'm like, help!
Oh, yeah, but what was the setup, though? You know what I mean? It's kind of fucking crazy.
I don't know. Trey, what's the setup for this? Like, it says the video shows white inmates stabbing 4 black inmates handcuffed to a table.
Let me put on my earphones.
Yeah, go ahead. Because, I think Steve said he saw the video, but that just sounds like a goddamn... It sounds like prison, to be honest.
It is.
Yeah, it sounds like prison.
What did you see,
Steve? Absolute nightmare.
So, I thought I saw...
a white man stabbing 4 black guys, right?
I thought I saw 1 black man handcuffed to a table and 4 white guys stabbing him.
No.
But that wasn't it.
It was 4 black guys and they handcuffed to a table and one white guy stabbing all 4 of the.
They didn't think to kick the dude in the balls, start kicking him away or anything like that.
Well, the problem is that all 4 of these
they all sitting
inmates,
down?
all 4 of these inmates feel that it was a collusion between this particular inmate and the correctional.
Yeah, it had to be, right? Officer?
The correctional officers that police this particular.
Damn, that's fucking deep shade right there.
Yeah. It seemed.
That's too convenient.
I guess they were saying that it was convenient and it was suspect that they all happened to be handcuffed. I mean, they all happened to. I don't know. There was something where they had broken some rules. They'd all conveniently broken some rules, and they all conveniently had a problem with this particular inmate, and that inmate conveniently happened to be in their general vicinity with a fucking shank.
A shank.
Damn, that's crazy.
Whatever correctional officer was supervising that dude, you need to fire that guy because obviously he doesn't understand safety precautions. Yeah. You know?
Did they live or did they die? Did anyone die?
Or? No. I believe one of the 4 was severely hospitalized. So he was. He might have been in critical, but I guess he was in stable condition. At the reading of this, but there was one that was hurt pretty severely.
Okay.
The other 3 were able to fend them off with very, very little, actual.
How big
injury.
was this knife? The size of a nail file?
Was it a knife or was it a
I don't think so, but it was. I believe it was a prison shank.
I saw them jumping like hot fire though, man.
Can you imagine shanks. Not being able to go anywhere and having a guy come at you?
Yeah, it would be
with a weapon. That's some psychological shit, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna be messed up for a long time because of that shit.
You can't defend yourself at all.
No, I probably would never come out of myself for a long time. I was like, no, I'm good.
No, I think I would either die trying to exact revenge on this particular person, or they'd have to kill me because it would never be cool between me and that guy.
No.
Yeah. I tell them right after that, make sure I never see him again because one of us is going.
I would spend my remaining years slowly tunneling out of that place and dropping little pebbles out of the bottom of my pant leg. Essentially, that's the plot to Shawshank Redemption.
You crawl through acres of shit.
Crawl through 4 football fields of shit to get to freedom. And then move to Mexico.
And then you come back and kill that guy.
I come back through that shit with a gun that I purchased from the outside. I'm back, motherfucker, covered in shit. Fucking flies around my face. Yeah, man.
Fuck you, Jacob.
All right, so don't go to prison, y'all. Texas court upholds conviction of a woman who coerced her boyfriend to kill himself.
That's a messed up story, man.
Kill yourself.
It's a messed up story.
Dude, it's fucked up. Let me bring something up. Tell me your thoughts on it.
Well, one, why would there would never be a time ever in my life that a woman could convince me to kill myself, even if she
slowly.
Yeah,
many years.
Slowly
over time.
I got
killing.
For that.
But I'm like, what? I'd be like, kill yourself. You know, I'm not.
She's like, you ain't worth shit.
Kill me.
Little ass dick. I faked it every time.
I still.
Bitch, I got mine.
I still. There's just no way, you know. But the thing is this: when I was thinking that, it's like she was probably already dealing with a fragile individual to begin with, and she just pushed that fool over the edge.
That's what it comes.
Where I think he was already talking about killing himself, and she's like, "Yeah, you should."
This is fucked up because this girl. really, I mean, really was kind of heartless. Just straight up like heartless about it. I mean, the guy, like you said, was already in a bad place, and I'm assuming he was already like kind of one of those like dudes who's like, I'm a bad boy. I flirted with suicide before. Yeah. It was the death of this guy named Conrad Roy, and I'm sorry. That was her boyfriend, and but she got
what
convicted.
Was his name again?
Conrad Roy. And this girl, she basically she coerced her boyfriend over text messages into killing himself, and she's going to serve her full sentence, which is like 15 months. Which is, I mean, that's not bad, but she a young ass girl. Well, this happened when she was 16, and now she's 22. Mm-hmm. So basically, they thought that it was gonna get defended because it said that her verbal conduct was protected by free speech, mm-hmm. And that he caused his own action to obviously kill himself. But they said no, you coerced him into killing himself. It says. The court ultimately confirmed that Carter's repeat urging of a vulnerable person to kill himself, even as he expressed reluctance, caused his death.
Wow.
The crime of involuntary manslaughter prescribes reckless or wanton conduct causing death to another.
So you might have already said this, but exactly what do they detail what she said to this fellow to kill himself?
Here's the girl, by the way. She looks like if you guys seen Orange Is the New Black, you've seen that, right? She looks like the fucking main character.
Oh, wow.
She looks like a young ass version of the main character of Orange Is the New Black. So if you can imagine that, a 22-year-old. Anyways, she said to kill himself with carbon monoxide from his pickup truck. When he had second thoughts about doing it, Carter texted him to get back in his truck and complete what he set out to do. What kind of fucking heartless bitch says that shit?
Psycho. A fucking psycho.
You've never done done anything in your life. You might as well go through with this.
I don't think I'm going to do it. Do it, you little bitch. Like,
wow, what a psycho.
Yeah, that's.
And you know what? He should have manned up though and been like, no, I'm not gonna fucking do it. You know, I understand that he was in a state, but he had some clarity for a quick second to where he's like, I'm not doing this.
Ultimately, he's like, I got something to prove. Like, you think I won't? You think I won't? Like,
now you're dead.
No, dead.
That sucks, man.
That sucks. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I hope that she learned a little bit about herself. And I don't know, maybe a little bit.
Man, maybe not.
Maybe she built up a little morality. Maybe she will after 15 months in prison.
Wow,
so
that's crazy.
In this situation, if the man decided not to kill himself,
yeah. In
this particular situation, do you condone domestic violence?
If a girl told me to kill myself, which a girl's told me that before, I'm just like, that's.
You silly bitch! I'm not gonna kill myself.
I'm not gonna kill myself because that's gonna give you pleasure. And I mean,
myself.
If you've been in a fucked up,
just left on the phone.
That was just that was an unhealthy relationship to begin with. So I mean,
yeah. Well,
well. Now she's moving on to the big house.
Have you ever had a girl tell you she'll kill herself?
Yes.
If you.
Can I tell you?
You don't do X, Y, and Z?
I'll tell you the conversation.
I'm the most unlikely person for that to happen, and it's happened to me. So I'm guessing it's probably happened to everyone.
Well, so for me, going way back when my first girlfriend, she was crazy, hot but crazy.
It's always the combo.
Yeah. So when I was done because she had cheated on me, I was like, "Look, I'm done with this." Blah. She said, "If you leave me, I'm gonna kill myself." I said. Listen,
like, as you were walking out the door.
Well, I'm not going to be around to see it. So
I said, well, if I stay with you any longer, I'm gonna kill myself. So
ooh, nice.
I gotta get out of this. And I would never. Really, I was just talking shit, but yeah, man, that was my first relationship was my worst relationship. That shit was bad.
It's always the younger one. It's always when you're really young and you're a fucking psychopath because you're full of all those young hormonies.
Yeah, and then you don't know any better either. You're like, it's okay that she hits me.
It's okay.
Do I remember this particular girl that I was speaking to? She was like, "I want to kill myself," and then she started to like. Act like she was swallowing pills. It's
Tic Tacs.
You could hear her like, all right, I don't feel so good. I was like, really? I was young as shit, but I was still like, really? All right. Okay. Yeah,
I'll call you tomorrow.
I'll just see you later.
That's fucked up.
Oh, you did that? That sucks because I was just thinking you and I could go to the movies tomorrow.
Oh, but guess not. Whoops.
Then she throws it. No, I'm fine.
Oh,
What time? 7?
No, it's some crazy talk, man. Well, yeah.
Be nice to people, even if you don't like them. That's all I can say. Because some people are that guy probably
Especially with a significant other.
Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. But then again, you don't know what he did to her. Who knows? She's probably whatever.
Yeah, we don't know the full story.
It is what it is.
So what do we got next, fellas?
Plane crashes into home. Pilot has fake police credentials. I actually read that. I read that one.
Was this DMX?
No.
You know, I'm not well versed on this. I just know that this gentleman who is supposedly a retired police officer from Chicago, 74 years old, was flying from California back to Nevada. And but I guess had engine trouble, crashed into a home, killed the family in the home, killed himself. When they searched the plane, he had a fake police badge and he had fake. Well, I don't know if it's when they searched the plane, but he had a fake police badge, fake police credentials out of Chicago, and fake retirement papers.
Why would he?
I don't know.
Why would you need fake retirement papers?
That's what I have no idea.
Is that to receive like
benefits?
benefits?
Maybe. Maybe.
Why wouldn't you just
so I guess they called, right? They called the Chicago Police Department supposedly that he was from. They said they never even heard of the guy.
Sounds like the premise to
Who knows?
Beverly Hills Cop.
Maybe he's just one of those guys that like the government uses for shit, and then like they're like, all right, man, well, thanks for the work.
Yeah,
time to fucking off yourself. Because I'm thinking, how many planes have you seen crash in the past few years? Like small Cessnas or like commercial planes.
Yeah.
They know where the fuck to land. They usually land on strips a bit, and that just comes with piloting an airplane. Becoming a pilot is that if you're going to make an emergency landing, you're supposed to assess the area where you're at so that you minimize like casualties. So you're going to find a strip of freeway, or you're going to find just an empty field or something. They couldn't find any way to crash into a bunch of track homes. Like,
well, his name is Antonio Pastini.
You don't even know if that's his fucking word. His last name.
That's totally not his name.
Pastini.
Antonio. That sounds like a name. The first name you come up with when they're like, "Hey, so what's your name, bro?" Pastini.
That's when you say, it's when you make up a fake first name and you look around and you see someone eating a bowl of pasta and you're like, Pastini.
P-A-S-T-I-N-I.
Yeah. He totally made that shit up.
He made that shit up.
Yeah, fake, dude. So,
how do we even know he's dead?
It's true.
He might just...
When they're collecting his parts, body parts, throwing them in a bag,
How
bro.
do we know those were his parts?
That's
Yeah,
true.
he could have
faked his own death.
He could have, yeah. Did no one see a fat guy floating down on a fucking parachute? I saw a picture of him.
Yeah. He was a chubby man, 75 years old, living healthy.
Coincidence, his last name is also his favorite thing to eat.
Pastine. All those carbs.
So many carbs. You got to do some cardio, brother.
Yeah. So, but anyways, it's kind of crazy. What would he need? Let's say he is retired. Why would he even need the badge?
Fake police credentials. He was doing some shit, dude.
He was doing some shady shit.
Shady stuff.
So that's his.
And what are fake police credentials? Like, what is it? Do they have something besides their?
I have no idea.
Besides their badge that shows that they're a cop, is there like?
I have no idea.
It must be like a little ID and a.
Probably something like that. He paid someone. He went to MacArthur Park and got that shit made.
True,
Yeah.
Crazy. But anyways,
I'm glad that guy's dead.
The shit's weird.
Trey.
All right, should we go next? So,
This one's interesting.
ICE reportedly arrests 21 Savage. Says he's British and overstayed his visa.
That's crazy.
Who's
when
21
I saw that.
Savage? First off,
He is.
You don't know 21 Savage?
He's a rapper from Atlanta.
We have to tell people who these people are.
Oh, okay.
21 Savage is a contemporary rapper from Atlanta.
Nice.
No,
Okay.
he's from England, bro. Yeah,
Well, yeah.
No,
He's
I'm
from
just playing.
England.
By way of Atlanta.
But it says, according to reports, 21 Savage has been arrested by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, who claim the rapper is actually from United Kingdom and has overstayed his visa. The weird thing about this whole situation is how he's been in this country since 2005. He's been in this country since 2005, and somehow only recently has immigration decided that, they said his visa ran out in 2006. Why is it just now being pursued? Why is it
after he's become a star?
Star. It's interesting. He's been on TV for like the last 5 years. Nobody thought to look into his background at all.
He's a rich black man. What do you think?
He's gonna take his cash over there and then get legit.
Interesting. Yeah, basically. So he was born in the UK. He was what would you say?
Transgendered?
No, not transgender. He's a transplant. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a what do you call it, like an expat?
No,
Whatever.
well, expat.
Anyway.
Whatever. He's under some kind of immigration visa. Or something.
Not gonna work here anymore.
In 2005, he found his way on American soil, and since 2005, he's been living in Atlanta area. His visa was up in 2006, and he basically has just stayed in this country,
like most people do, for
the duration of that time. And it just seems recently that somebody in the government decided to check this guy's credentials and found out that his visa is fucking, at this point, what, like 12 years expired or whatever?
Do you think it's possible that someone had beef with this dude and they
I don't know about beef. They might have just had like personal opinions about him, and they're like, "Well, just look into him, just so we can find some shit." It's almost like a stop and frisk.
I think
you know what I mean.
I think they're just making an example out of him. I mean, immigration is a huge topic in this country at this point,
right.
And I think having someone of his stature, especially at this point in the media, be punished under the same grounds and principles that they're trying to punish, other people who don't have legal immigration status in this country. I just think he's being made an example of, and he's a figurehead. He's the Mickey Mouse at this point. Well, if it can happen to him, then we better get our shit tight and get prepared.
Sorry.
Well, the funny thing is that he's just gonna go back to
Bye 21. Say hi to Slick Rick.
Yeah, he's gonna be fine over there.
Well, Slick Rick actually he was able to gain citizenship, so he's fine. But obviously not 21 Savage. And it's interesting because he doesn't even have...
They might be saving his life by sending him back.
I wonder how long he was actually in the UK, because he has no accent. No accent at all.
He probably
no
was... Well, he was probably born there and he came here at a young age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if
that
you're not...
Really sucks. It really sucks, Because then you have to wonder...
Imagine all his lyrics but done in a British accent. It would be horrible.
Well... And then the crazy part to add on to that is that there's been a lot of people. I know Demi Lovato recently, blocked her whole Twitter account or something because she posted a meme that is going around, kind of mocking this whole situation with 21 Savage.
Yeah.
So there were a bunch of people that got on her about the callousness of her posting the meme,
Yeah.
and not
Was
seeming
it funny?
to care. I have no idea. I just heard about it. I mean, but given the fact that didn't she just go to rehab? Wasn't she just admit?
She should probably just shut up and focus about her on her own fucking life.
own problems. See, she shut the fuck up. But okay, so Demi Lovato had a bunch of her fans come against her because of the meme that she posted about 21 Savage. Also, just today, I guess Chris Brown posted something in regard to 21 Savage, and because of what he posted, Offset from the Migos came at him, was like, fuck you, crackhead, or something along those lines. And so now they have beef.
With Chris Brown?
Well, now the Migos have beef with Chris Brown because of him not caring about 21 Savage's plight.
Everyone needs to just fucking worry about themselves.
Yeah.
Because especially if they're not trying to help him out. I mean, I'm the first person to tell you, I fucking hate mumble rappers, and I don't think they contribute shit to society. To anything, I don't really care. But at the same time, I don't think I'm gonna be get him the fuck out of here, because it's not right. It's not right to make an example out of that dude just because he's famous.
Exactly. And especially if he came over here as a child. I mean, that kind of that uprooting and moving to another country. I'm pretty sure that wasn't a call that he made. It's probably a call that his parents made for the betterment of their economical status.
Yeah.
Weird. I don't know. There's definitely parts of the story that aren't adding up, but I mean,
it is odd. I haven't looked
Steve
at his
challenges
Wikipedia.
everything. He's like,
I'm just saying,
I don't believe something in this story.
The dude's over here.
Who the fuck is Ice?
And then he so happens to meet the right people. He so happens to be able to rap. He so happens to become famous and rich. And then all of a sudden, like, he got tipped off. Like, was there someone that's on ice, and they're like, you know what? I'm gonna check into this guy. Like, why?
Yeah.
You know, maybe they always knew, and there's like, who cares? And then they're like, now we got to do something.
ICE is a big ass corrupt fucking organization, anyways.
That's exactly what I believe.
Doesn't surprise me.
Not only that, but between the time that his visa expired and this current situation, he's incurred a felony.
Oh, that's right.
So he's in the system. How is it possible that didn't tip anyone off into his unlawful, immigration status? But somehow one random day,
it doesn't make any sense.
Oh, okay, let's go get this guy.
Sense.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Well, you got face tattoos. You bring a lot of attention to yourself.
Well, hopefully he'll be okay over there in England.
I'm pretty sure if he has enough money to exist here, he'll be fine.
He'll be fine over there. He'll be back over here in no time. So the next topic is blah blah blah.
Officer faces no charges on the federal shooting in an Alabama mall.
The fatal shooting in an Alabama mall. So I'm just going to read.
Go ahead.
Here. So an Alabama police officer will not be criminally charged for killing a young black man whom he had mistaken for the gunman in a shopping mall shooting. Thanksgiving night, the state attorney's general office on Tuesday. So anyway, so basically, there was a mall shooting, right? And everyone starts scattering, right? There's chaos and everything. So there's a guy, he's over by the escalator, and he's holding his stomach, and then there's another guy over there helping him. So the security guard who's armed, or I'm not even security guard, but the police officer that patrols it, whatever was armed, was there. He's on the ground or something, and he looks up and he sees a black male with a gun running towards the two other males that were on the ground, one being shot. And when it ends up happening is he just pulls his gun and he shoots this guy dead. What ends up happening is that this gentleman...
He's just running a kiosk, just a black dude running a kiosk.
Well, why is the dude holding his stomach?
Trying to sell sticky balls.
So these Chinese churros.
So the guy got shot in the stomach, right? And so he's down. He got shot in the stomach.
The worst place to get shot, by the way.
Shot in the stomach, so he's down. His buddy, I'm assuming, is like, helping him out. The gentleman who, let me find his name, and I apologize for that, but Mr. Bradford is running towards him and he has a gun in his hand, but he's not pointing it at him. I don't know the situation, but essentially he's in the military, and he had his side piece, so he had his gun out. I'm assuming to protect or kill the guy who's the shooter. Yeah, the police officer who turns around and sees this happening, sees the black guy with a gun. Or you know what?
Maybe that guy was a veteran, right?
Yeah,
you gotta kill him.
It could have been a white guy with the gun, but he just saw someone with a gun, and he fucking put two in him or whatever and killed the guy.
Do you think if it was a white guy, he probably would have considered he was a veteran?
He would have.
I don't know.
He may be a veteran. Let me not kill him.
Yeah, I don't know, because I was asking myself if the guy was white and he saw him running towards this injured male injured person with a gun, if he still would have fired at him. Yeah. It's hard because he just saw the guy had a gun and he was running towards someone and there was chaos.
What if it was a Latin dude with a red cape?
I would have shot him first,
just before. Way
too suspect.
No, he's just gonna he's gonna wave a bull. It's okay.
So what would you guys have done if you're the cop and you saw a guy on the ground bleeding and you saw another guy running towards him with a gun?
You shoot him in the leg. I wouldn't.
I would point it at him and be like, put your weapon down, put your weapon down.
And so they said, so that's exactly right. So you verbalize, but they said that with everything happening so fast, he didn't have time to say anything.
Gun do the talking.
Like a real man. You would just point it at him and say, if he has a gun and he's running.
That's the thing, though.
I have to assume that he may fire that.
Here's
gun.
the thing,
that's what happened.
That's why I'm going for the legs. I'm never going for a kill shot.
But
you can't hit those legs.
That's actually good, because you never hear. Yeah, you always say that people can't hit legs. But here's the thing. I've seen an officer in a video where a guy was pointing a gun and he said, put the gun down, and he talked about, that's the thing. You have to have the balls to, your whole thing is about preservation of their life as well, too, before your own.
Yeah.
So,
that's why I'm trying for the legs.
I understand it takes
pelvis, ass cheek, something.
Yeah, but you also don't want to shoot that guy and realize, I just shot this fucking veteran in the pelvis. Shot his fucking dick off.
You know, that's
better than fucking killing him.
Oh, my dick! You should have killed me.
Yeah, that's a tricky situation. I mean, shit. I try to think what I would do.
That's why it's a hard fucking job.
Yeah.
It's a hard ass job. You have to make split second decisions under pressure. That's not it. You can't be a fearful human being and be tasked to what is it called? Like appropriately wield a gun out in the fucking community when other people have guns too.
Right.
Like imagine being a police officer in an open carry state. How fucking crazy that would be.
If I'm a police officer, everyone's catching legs. All legs.
You have six leg shots.
Trey goes to the shooting range and it's just leg targets.
No kneecaps. Nobody in town has kneecaps.
There's no body for central mass. It's just a target on some knees.
Sweet grouping just on the knee. Like 10 fucking shots
but
on me.
You're alive. You're alive.
You're alive.
You got the army crawl for the rest of your life. But
you're not going
to get Lieutenant Dan. Pants. You got to tie a knot into your fucking.
You fucking
legs.
cluster that knee so much that it just falls off from the leg. Stop resisting. Shoot the leg off. Stop resisting.
So they.
I can't even walk, nigga.
They decided. I believe they decided not to charge him. Right. So
that's good. That guy should get off.
Yeah.
That guy didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, that was just a panic moment. You know, that's a hard one. You know, it's easy to say.
So he killed the veteran, right?
Oh, he's dead.
Okay,
yeah,
he's dead. They folded a flag for that guy.
Yeah, so
it's fucked up.
That's a tough situation. You can't really call that one. You can't even say that's a race thing. It's a human thing. You saw someone running with a gun.
Made it through combat.
He didn't probably have enough time. Yeah, God, that's the irony, man.
In a
died in a
strip
shop
mall.
fucking mall.
Hey, stay calm under pressure. No need to act ill. That's all I know.
Yeah, man.
You need to. I mean, it's like I know it's like it's hard, but guess what? That's your fucking job.
Yeah, man.
Sorry about it.
I wouldn't want it. That's fucking crazy. So, anyways, moving on.
Federal jail in Brooklyn is 33 degrees inside after heat and electric turned off for days. They're inmates. I don't care.
I wanted to speak to you guys about that. Do you? Yeah, I was going to say that. Do you really care how they're treated?
Of course I do. Yeah, that's not cool. I mean, they're serving time. Like they shouldn't have to be under like medieval circumstances. You know, like where it's like just sit in a freezing fucking cell. Like nah, it's got to be humane to some extent.
Here were my initial thoughts on it. That I totally feel where you're coming from because these are human beings. Yeah. Still, no matter what they've done on a social level,
they're in prison.
Yeah.
That's their punishment is being happened right now.
There's a piece of me that's like, well, you motherfuckers are in prison.
I know.
Fuck, yeah.
I know, yeah.
But also, I'm guessing, even though it's cliche to say, I'm innocent, there are probably few people in there who are innocent, who didn't commit the crime that they were, that they ended up in jail because of. So those people would also have to suffer those conditions as well. To add icing on top of the cake that is their misfortune.
Yeah, so cold.
They should imagine 33 degrees.
That's fucking cold,
and you're
man.
in a cell,
really cold.
And they're saying that they're on total lockdown, so they're not even able to cohabitate or be around each other
body warmth
anymore. None of that. They're basic. I'm pretty sure some dudes is giving plenty of body warmth.
There's a lot of spooning going on. That's all right, man. They should have
burn off some energy.
If they were really thinking and they really just said, okay, what's something that we can do to help these guys out, they would have flown in Wim Hof. Then the Wim Hof
taught them the Wim Hof method. They wouldn't be so cold.
That'd have been good.
They have to learn that cold is the cleansing.
Yeah, but they haven't learned yet.
You know what was weird is that I seen some Instagram or Snapchat. Mm-hmm. I was like, you can do that in jail?
No.
These dudes were Snapchatting.
Yeah.
These conditions where these cats had on like 8 fucking beanies and like like 8 simultaneous beanies.
8 beanies.
Yeah, like two fucking sweatshirts on top of each other, and then one sweatshirt wrapped around their head, and they're like, "Look at these conditions. This shit ain't right. Look how they treating us."
It is fucked up. it could be worse. That's all I can say.
You could be in China.
You could be a cell phone camera.
Well, you know what's funny?
Dude, it's so easy to get fucking cell phones in prison. Like way easier than you would think it is.
The two dudes I work with who show me all the shady biz, they have homies that are in, and they'll send them like shit from jail. Like one dude was getting a prison tat, and he was getting his whole back blasted.
It was on his stories from fucking Corcoran.
And it was on his his Instagram stories, and he's like, dude, this knows dudes. I was like, how do you
got like fucking emojis? It's like
they don't care at all.
So I guess what he was telling me is that sometimes you could just pay off like a correctional officer, and they'll get you a phone. You know, and so I was thinking, dude, if I was them, then I would develop a fan base and start a Patreon. I would just start collecting cash, you know, like, but yeah, and
your commissary is overflowing with money. And
we just get grip of money, you know,
buying all kind of shit.
So
corn dogs for everybody.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, it shouldn't be freezing in there.
33 degrees. Is crazy.
It's 33 degrees because everything's concrete and metal. There's there's no insulation. They don't give a shit. And the fucked up thing about prisons is that many of them are privatized, so they're not under the same federal regulations that a federal one. So they're not beholden to any kind of standards sometimes. So you know, you can be like, hey, it's cold. Welcome to my fucking prison. Welcome to John Johnson's fucking prison. That's me.
Yeah, man. Well, you know? Shit, they're already in a situation that's meant to physically and mentally break you.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. You have to add cold on top of that.
Jesus, man. Give these dudes a fucking sunbreak.
I think we know for the most part, prison is not rehabilitative. You know,
right. It's just a holding.
It's a holding cell. And in that holding cell, you become a fucking pit bull. So
can we at least separate them out by levels of like law infraction? Okay.
Yes, of course.
Right. So if it's gonna be 33 degrees, then you only have the child fuckers. You know.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. Make it worse for them.
Man, it's crazy. Well, good luck,
Wear
guys.
a sweater, y'all.
Add another sweater.
Add another sweater on top of that.
What was it?
What's up next, Steve?
We got Virginia Attorney General says he wore blackface in college, dressed as his favorite rapper. You know what? I thought he looked familiar.
The funny thing is this Virginia Attorney General is like, he's got to be in his mid 60s. Fucking rapper was he listening to back in the days?
Who was he listening to?
It had to be like Big Daddy Kane or something. Like, who the fuck was he listening to back
why
in
was
the
in the 60s? Is Big Daddy Kane in the 60s?
No, but I'm just trying to think of...
No.
I'm trying to think of the oldest rappers you can think of. It had to be one of the OGs.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm like...
I think he was listening to Kumo D. Like,
exactly.
Before he got signed.
Exactly, yeah.
And why was there a Klansman standing next to him?
I can recite the Cold Cush Brothers.
No, this is a new guy. That's not that one.
Oh, shit, really?
This is a whole different one.
Oh, my
this
God.
is a whole different one.
I tell you, they keep coming out of the woodwork.
It's coming out of the woodwork.
God.
So Virginia Attorney General...
There's a blackface database somewhere.
All I know is at some point, what I'm starting to believe now is every white person has dressed in blackface. If you're 50 and above, you have.
You've seen the photo that I sent you to, right?
Yeah. No,
it's Michael Jackson and a Ku Klux Klan member.
Yeah. What the fuck is going on?
That's weird. Yeah.
So this guy says he wore blackface in college. By the way, I'm joking. I know all white people are not fucking racist. Attorney General Mark R. Herring said that he dressed in blackface in 1980 when I was 19 years old. I was negative 2 years old. Steve was 19. When I was a 19-year-old undergraduate in college, some friends suggested we attend a party dressed like rappers we listened to at the time, like Curtis Blow. And perform
1980,
a song.
yeah, that's right.
Okay,
that's right.
Perform a song. Herring said in a statement, "It sounds ridiculous even now writing it, but because of our ignorance and glib attitudes, and because we did not have an appreciation for the experiences and perspective of others, we dressed up and put on wigs and brown makeup." So, what if this guy really wasn't? What if his intent wasn't racist? What if I take this for face value and say exactly? Because I'm not gonna lie, what he said.
It sounds legit.
Sounds fucking legit. He's like, we didn't have any our ignorance and glib attitudes. They didn't have an appreciation for experiences and perspective of others. That's usually what you say about people like who do that, you know? So he kind of called himself out. And he said, the conduct shows that clearly as a young man, I had a callous and inexcusable lack of awareness and sensitivity to the pain my behavior could cause to others.
You know, he's a silver-tongued gentleman. I let it pass.
Dude, he talked his way out of it. In my head, I'm like, all right, let this guy keep his job. It's in Virginia too. I don't care. What do you think, dude? I mean, it's obviously clearly racist. This dude is has risen to the spot of attorney general. I don't know what the fuck that entails, to be honest. But should they fire this guy? Like that's the usual recourse for shit like that. Should he resign?
Well, sometimes I wonder. Well, maybe he should resign. I don't know. But the
is 1980.
The idea of firing people
36 years ago.
What the fuck is this really doing? Is this somehow changing his views?
It's not
and
it's not changing anyone else's views.
Here. If we're gonna assume that all of these guys are just the utmost racist, you know, they're just racist and they're bigoted at their core.
We can't go into it like that. You're right.
What the fuck are we doing at all by relieving them of their duty? I don't know. When it comes down to it, I think, fuck, it's hard because you have to assume you have to assume the worst when you see a person dressed up in blackface.
Of course, yeah.
But I do believe there are some instances where that person was just trying to be like
Mike,
their hero.
Yeah.
You know, they're just trying to pantomime their hero. It's just like the lady we spoke about earlier who dressed up as Diana Ross.
Right.
I don't think she was saying, I hate black people.
It wasn't even malicious. It just wasn't thought through.
Yeah, it just wasn't
I mean, what about all these photos of black people showing up in whiteface, though? No one ever talks about that.
Because it doesn't happen.
I know.
It just really rarely happens.
Well, too bad. Just no more makeup on your face, guys. That resemble black.
But then that might also kind of tip your cap to a little bit. There's a lot of people that believe white people are secretly much more interested in the prospect. I mean, like the black experience,
right?
Than they like to lead on. I mean, you have to think, like when people think about like racism in general and how much white people at a certain point in this country hated or perceived, they like to espouse that they hated black people.
Right.
Anything that you hate to that degree, it's not you know how they say the opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. There's a certain, when you don't give a fuck about
indifference
something.
Is beyond hate.
When you don't give a fuck about something, that's when you really, truly, truly hate it. When you care enough to be like, I fucking hate you,
and then they start making out.
There's a little bit of
it's almost like there's confusion mixed in.
Yeah, there's a confusion thing mixed in.
Right.
You don't really, I mean, if I asked you right now, who led golf scores last week, you don't care, right?
No.
You don't know, you don't give a fuck. It's not even in your head, right?
No.
Now, that's how you would deal with somebody you really truly dislike.
Right.
Like, fuck that person. You would go about your life.
Right.
It wouldn't be this constant harking on, oh, what are they doing? Oh, I don't like it. I don't like them. What the fuck? No.
Yeah.
There's some love or admiration intermingled in that.
Right, yeah.
So I think black people also have to realize that there are a lot of white people out there who really kind of there's a piece of them that's very inquisitive about the black experience. There's a piece of them that's very inquisitive about black excellence. And the only way they know how to grab a piece of that energy is to sometimes be like, oh, well, I'm going to be Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Like Blake.
I don't know if we remember that we saw someone dress up in blackface in very contemporary times.
Wow.
So I don't believe it's always malicious. To answer your question.
Right.
It's not always malicious, but it is poorly thought out.
Listen, we said, if you want to dress like someone, get the fucking outfit right, get the hair right. You don't have to fucking paint your face.
You don't.
You don't have to paint. Just leave it at that. Leave it at that.
Yeah. They have to realize there's an ugly history.
There's an ugly history
tied to that.
What if you're a ginger, right? And you want to dress up like Kid and Play. So you get the clothes right and you get the hair right. But you got like a Gumby cut and shit. Like you got black people hair. Is that okay? But his face isn't black?
Yeah, that's fine. Because I get where he's going.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there are tourists who wear, I don't know, like
Dreadlocks, dreadlock
that
hats.
dreadlock hat all the time, and nobody is like you. Well, I'm pretty sure some rosters are like fucking racist, fucking racist shit. But, you know,
Sanka from Cool Runnings, kiss my egg, coach.
But for the most part, it's just funny, you know.
Yeah. Well, good luck.
White people gonna white. Let's see. New Jersey law to require schools to teach LGBT history.
I did.
What do you two homophobes think about it?
I did no research on this at all, but I'll read a little bit of what I came across.
Okay.
I think it's
now,
cool.
This is coming from the source.
Okay.
So don't get mad at me when I read this first sentence.
Here we go.
Wait. It's from the magazine, The Source?
No. This is from.
I was like, that's an odd thing.
Give it 3 mics.
Yeah, 3 mics.
The source is The Source.
I see.
The website, The Source. So it says, what a requirement to come up with during Black History Month.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Why can you pair those up against each other?
That's not me, and it's a little weird. It
Yeah.
seems like a kind of.
Why just leave it out?
That's a little loaded.
Read that one more time. Sorry.
What a requirement to come up with during Black History Month.
What are we required with?
What a requirement
requirement.
to come up with
Oh.
Black
Is the
History Month.
author?
So
is
they're
the author
trying
black?
to say like
Why you trying
the
to
focus shouldn't
overshadow?
be LGBT. It should be black people.
Maybe.
Right.
Can I propose something? If you want for Black History Month, instead of just celebrate, go down to some place where you feel uncomfortable in the hood or some shit and strike up a conversation with a black person.
Yeah.
If you really want to, if you want to learn anything, it's about exposure. I think we talked about this already. It's about exposing yourself to that fucking to a race of people who you've never fucking come in contact with. If you never grew up in the black, I had this conversation with my wife the other day. I'm like, you didn't grow up with a bunch of other people. You didn't grow up like just with blacks and Mexicans around you. Like that was my experience.
Yeah.
So like, I didn't grow up in like the most gutter fucking hood ever, but it did infuse me with that, you know.
Yeah, find a group of individuals wearing all red.
I understand.
Go strike a
I
conversation
understand.
with them.
I knew
the funny
black
thing
kids
is that
with their parents. I knew what they went through. You know?
The average white person would probably have a much easier time doing that than they think they would. Their thought process is that
they're too scared. That's why.
If I ever went down to the local like urban area and tried to, you know, strike up a conversation with anyone, I'd get stabbed and murdered.
I used to have.
You'd be
friends
the
of mine-
last person. You'd actually be the last person.
Yeah.
They would
They're
stay
not
away from
stupid.
you.
They're like, nope. I ain't falling in that trap.
Exactly. I remember.
And plus, like the people don't walk around just stabbing people in the, you know.
No,
it's certain type of individuals that are stabbing each other mostly.
Yeah,
exactly.
for the most
You know,
part.
so
I remember back in the
Gang
days, like,
members,
a friend of mine was
pimps
like,
and whores.
yeah, a friend of mine basically thought that's where I lived. She was like, I think I was like, oh, I can like drop you off by my house and then something. And she was like, is it safe over there? I'm like,
man.
it's safe. Like, don't worry about it. No one's gonna look for you.
As safe as it is in this car with me.
Fucking doors locked. Yeah,
But okay, it says
Sorry, go ahead.
okay, what a requirement to come up with during Black History Month. New Jersey has become the second state in the United States to follow California's lead to pass a law requiring schools to teach LGBT history in their classrooms. Under the latest move by the LGBT community, public schools must include lesson plans about the political, economic, and social contributions of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and trans community. This new law will go into effect for the 2020 school year.
It sucks that supersedes just like just understanding and embracing black culture and not being racist. It's like, nah, that's not a hot topic button.
But also,
lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, all that shit is hot now. So let's learn about that.
Do you think it's okay to speak about? I know we have like health. You know, where you're learning about sex.
Health is the funniest class ever.
But you're not learning about, because this is like a sexual proclivity. This isn't just where you're saying, okay, well, a man and a woman get together and then they procreate, and this is how babies are made, and this is how anatomically this is how the body works during reproduction cycles.
Yeah.
And things of that nature.
No, this is about identity.
This is now. It's
this is
identity,
your sexual identity.
But then also you have to learn about, this is against the grain if we're speaking about what we've traditionally taught you, that a man and a woman get together and then they create a child and all of these things. So you have all these things set up, but now we're speaking about LGBT.
We're talking about lifestyles over
which is a lifestyle. Yeah, it's a sexual lifestyle that deviates from the norm that's been taught forever.
Yeah.
Is that something that should be taught in the school system?
Yes.
Shouldn't it be left up to the parents to decide whether they want to expose their children to this type of information or not?
Listen, can I say no only, let me just say no first off, only because if it were left up to the parents to expose the kids, parents are fucking stupid.
So you think these classes are going to increase the likelihood that
at least it'll expose them?
Kids will be exposed, therefore not scared or off-put by...
At least it'll put into their head another avenue of thought other than just what their parents, what they're seeing reflected into their parents' opinions and views, because that's usually what it is, just a mirror. You know, your kid's just going to mirror your own annoying ass proclivities.
You know, I think it's good to strike up the conversation, to know that you might also have fellow students that are living that lifestyle, so that they're more accepted than they normally would be. Also, if anything, you don't have to go in depth, but at least, like you said, it'll open up some avenues. Yeah. So when they do become adults at 18 years old and they go to college, you start taking these sex education classes, you're going to meet people that are trans in college for sure. And it's up to you at that point to say, I'm this type of individual that's open-minded enough. And I just know that, like, you're just a person. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
Do you think the two outlooks that you two see, you know, for the future of the teaching of this subject, do you think it's largely utopian though?
No, I don't think it's utopian, because I'm not asking you to go hug that person. No.
Here's
that's utopian.
Might it not just be an additional form for ridicule? Oh, now I know who's gay in the class.
Nah, I don't think
you know
so.
what? I
don't think so.
That's
when you see fucking Travis like sitting up on his chair, like,
I mean, that's what God. It is.
Riveted, then you go, we gonna fuck him up.
Yeah. You know? Well, you know what? That unfortunately,
that's why it needs to get introduced earlier, because then you won't have that mindset.
But also, you know, like, unfortunately, they're a minority, right? In that sense, and we're still as a race still trying to work our way through these primal thought processes. You know, it's like the Native Americans. They had 5 sexes. Right? They had like the general 2, and then they had 3 other ones that were something else, and all widely accepted. You know, I mean, it could be a point to where like it's 2 men together, but one man's really a woman, and it's accepted. It's accepted. They're in love, and the other man's like, I'm straight. This is actually a woman in a man's body. Like it got real deep within a Native American, from what I'm told. If I'm wrong about that, I apologize. But I learned that in college.
That's all of our Native American listeners.
And that's real general, but to certain cultures, it is very normal. Yeah. And then for us, we're, for some reason, barely getting used to it.
Well, here's the thing that derailed that whole acceptance is religion. Religion was the first thing to come in and knock down any kind of acceptance of quote unquote abnormal lifestyles, abhorrent people like that. Religion as the people. The religion
it was written in rule that it was demonized.
But in the meantime, they're making sweet love the children.
Exactly. I don't know how I feel about it. Because I don't know how I feel about it from a parental standpoint.
Yeah, I understand.
I feel that should be something that parents should be.
So as the only parent here, can I tell you guys
should be able to say, either I'm fine with this or not. Now, I don't have a problem with the subject being taught in a school system, but I do think that all of the parents of these students that may or may not be exposed to this subject matter, they should have the right to say, I either want my child to be included in this, you know, in the teaching of this subject or not.
There should be, here's the thing though, like, I know it's like, yeah, you want to give the parents the right, but at the same time, you don't want to be, the parent shouldn't be the person, how do I say
dictating
this? They shouldn't be the person obstructing the child from that learning experience, because you're not teaching them how to make bombs. You're teaching them that that people are out there who live a certain lifestyle, and that lifestyle was theirs to choose from the beginning, and it's normal.
And you're gonna come across
it. That's it. But I'm saying that's it. But that's not it, because then we also have to say we're in a classroom environment where there are going to be questions asked. Well,
that's fine. That's fine.
Well, what do men who like men, how do they engage in sexual activities?
This is what you do.
You have to answer those questions.
Right.
Transgender.
Listen.
What happens when they do they just decide they don't want their genital area?
Right.
How does that happen?
You have to be open.
Then you have to explain those things. And those things, I just don't think you can just say, well, that's up to the student. At what age is it up to the student to just say, I'm fine with learning this information, with taking on this information? You're trying to say, as a parent, I have no dominion at all to say, I don't think my my child should be learning that.
The moment you enroll your student in a public school system, you're not the fucking parent anymore. You're dropping them off and you're giving the teachers
that's fair.
Their fucking their job is to teach your student.
I am the parent.
And develop, but you're not, but see, look, as one who I've taught for fucking years, I'm telling you, the parents, they want you to do everything for them, and they still want to have their say in what's going on, even though when they're there, a fraction, you're there in their lives more than the fucking parents are, and I think for me, my ideology was, my philosophy on it was this: is I want to prepare them for whatever they're going to see in the world. And I taught sex ed, and there's an open forum, and you could choose to participate in it or not. But to be honest,
at what age are we speaking?
This is 14 to 18.
No. What I'm saying is that at what age is a child?
I think 14 is too late, to be honest.
At what age is a child allowed to make this decision that this information that's coming at them, they're fine with receiving this information?
It's an individual thing.
That's like an individual.
But the thing is,
that's why I'm asking, because if we're saying, he's saying the earlier the better. Now, I'm guessing that obviously that's true. The earlier that you're exposed to anything that's considered abnormal to your immediate surroundings, the more tolerant you're going to be of it in the long run.
Right.
But I'm just wondering, that rabbit hole could go down far. Are we saying that this?
I get what you're saying.
This information
you don't want it to get
is now
explicit.
going to be interjected
into
fucking.
Well, here's the thing.
Junior high or elementary school teaching. Because now we're teaching little kids about sex.
But here's the thing. I think it should be this. It should be this. I think that it should be a team, right? A team thing. Listen, parents. Here's what we're doing. This is what's happening. We'd like you to participate, be part of it, and be part of this conversation, because your children are going to have questions when they come home, right? So we're going to have special guests. We're going to have people who are living this life come in and speak about their experiences, so that they can actually answer the questions to the children right away.
That's exactly what they normally do too.
At a point to where it's appropriate, obviously, and just because they're transgender doesn't mean they're going to be inappropriate around these children. They're going to be very professional and explain to them in an appropriate way. They're going to have additional questions. They're going to go home. They're going to ask their parents about it. Their parents are prepped, knowing that they're going to have questions. They're not going to be just thrown a curveball. And they say, well, listen, here's this, and that, blah, blah, blah. Yes, there's going to be parents out there totally against it, right? Totally against it.
Of course.
That is, again, the rough edges that we're trying to smooth out in society. Over time, things are getting better. Yeah. And that's just the lumps that everyone's going to have to take. But you can't be scared to take those lumps, or nothing will ever change. So you have to get in there, ask the hard questions. You're going to have to face the hard parents. You're going to have to do all those things. But that's what makes you brave in this situation. And it's a different type of bravery, right? Yeah. You're just trying to get in there and open some minds. And out of 10, maybe 4 open up.
Whatever, yeah.
At the core of this Perceive program, what would you two like students to receive from it? Is it information? Is it information? Is it tolerance? Is it information and tolerance?
I think it's both, right?
Well, yeah, and I think also hatred comes from fear, right?
Of course, yeah.
Not to be scared of these things because just because these people look or are different from you or whatever. Yeah, it's nothing to be scared of, because it's a fight or flight mentality in a sense, but it's confusing because there's no immediate threat on you. You just know something's off, right? So then you're going to go with aggression, or you're going to shy away from these people.
Yeah.
If they could just teach them how to, how to how to talk to one another, which is hard in this day and age because everything's on social media.
Yeah.
It makes it a little tougher, but tolerance is going up, so chipping away at the stone little by little. I know if I had children, I would be open to it because I need them to be well-versed and educated in this world. Regardless of how they feel personally, just know that these things are out there.
Exactly, yeah.
And you have to really just open your own mind up. Because in the end of the day, I know that when I turned a certain age, what my parents said barely had an effect on me.
Exactly.
It was all up to me
you
at a
had
certain
your
point.
own, you had your own thoughts and ideas.
By 15 years old, I was like, this is what I believe. I'm dumb.
Exactly.
But I do have like a path that I'm going to be following because I'm following a certain thought process. And I can take suggestions when I really need it from my parents. But for the most part, I was coming up with my own conclusions. Yeah. So, but it's a tough one. It is. It's hard.
I have a question for you.
And
this is a hard question to answer. You obviously don't believe sexuality can be taught, or do you?
I don't, I was curious about that because remember, I told you guys I had spoken to gay gentlemen about their sexuality, and I asked them the hard question. Both of them had been abused as children sexually, and I said, hey, do you think it was this or do you think it was that? And they both said, I was born this way, but I think they saw that and took advantage of the situation.
Yeah, I think that happens more often than you would think.
I think that most people are born gay or whatever it is that it might be. I think that certain fetishes are due to being traumatized or due to a highly sexual, like a highly sexualized experiences. Like I've heard a thing where like dudes are attracted to feet because their first girlfriend was fucking hot and rubbing her, and her feet stank, and if somehow it came together,
see,
that ain't my thing.
When you speak about that, that's that's an environmental stimulus that then has colored, whatever proclivities they have in the future. I'm just because if we're speaking about even like this proposed like learning, module, moving forward in the classroom environment, or in a school in the school systems, then you also have to have, like, the parents have to truly believe with 100% clarity that you're not going to teach my kids to see this alternate lifestyle as alluring, and therefore, hey, let me try that.
Right. So that's where I feel like the parents need to be educated as well.
No. I'm not, this is not something that I'm saying I believe in. But I'm saying, like,
that's going to come up.
Parents are going to be like, well, shit.
Yeah, their stupidity.
How am I?
But
how do I not know you're teaching my kid to be gay?
But see, yeah, exactly. So, and it's true. You're absolutely right. And I think that you can't teach someone to be gay. Like, you're not just you're not gonna just get a boner.
We don't think so. At least we don't think so.
Yeah, I really don't think so.
Here's the weird thing that I'm sorry. I know.
No. It's all right.
But like, I have these ideas where I think about, like, I've always thought that somebody's born gay.
Right.
But then I think about, in that situation, that's the only time that we're saying that a person isn't being, they aren't picking up stimulus from their environment, and then those things then become who they are moving forward. In every other situation, when we think about the fact that I like big booties, I don't just like big booties because I was born liking big booties.
Yeah.
I like big booties because I grew up in an environment where
around black women,
those assets on a person were championed. I might like women. Some guys like light-skinned women, and they like light-skinned women because media has typically shown us that light-skinned women have they have more value than darker-skinned women. So everything seems like this learned behavior until we're dealing with sex.
But here's the thing, though.
Because sexuality, I believe, is much deeper and more, I think, inherent in your mind,
so
the body than it is just like, I'm gonna wear a tie today, like over a bow tie. Like, it goes deeper than that. You know what I mean? Like, someone that you wanna fornicate with is so much more intimate than just like an idea that, like, I like something.
Well, I have a perfect example. So that's like for environmental stimuli, right? So that's like saying that someone that has two fathers that are parents, they're
gay.
that doesn't mean that child's going to be gay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's say the child's adopted, right? Not even like from a sperm donor type situation.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that child's going to be gay. That means that child's really going to be like, this is normal. Like, there's gay people and there's straight people. But I see exactly what you're saying. So I think what it might be.
And like I said, once again, let's be clear.
That's not you.
I just wonder. I just wonder because, as I said, when we're dealing with human beings are largely the collective responses to this world.
Right.
You know, that's what we're made of. We're made of all of these things that have basically been thrown against the dartboard that have stuck, and then we move forward with those things, and we try the best that we can to either shake these things off or keep them with us when they benefit us.
Yeah, and no, I think you're exactly right. You know, so like for me, I grew up in a Latino neighborhood, so I dated only like Mexican girls. So then at some point when I was an adult, I was like, wait a minute, check out all these other flavors that I never gave the opportunity to. And then I expanded my horizons on that point, you know. So I get what you're saying, because at one point I was just like, only like Latinas, you know, that's it, you know. But so yeah, environmentally you latch on to, like, let's say I like women, and the women in my sector were Latinas, and I liked them like this, you know. So I totally get what you're saying. And parents are going to have all these questions, and people who have different upbringings, religious upbringings. I mean, I've had friends that are very religious, and I can't see eye to eye with them on certain things, you know. Yeah. But yeah,
I'm sorry I derailed this shit.
No,
these are conversations that need to be had.
No, it's good, you know. One thing, moving on to the next topic would be
this is a good one.
Colorado man kills mountain lion.
Yeah.
Damn.
Rock.
Damn, man. So it's crazy. So this gentleman was he was running a popular trail in Colorado.
Wait. Did he just kill him with a gun or something boring? Please,
no.
Only way this is going to be cool to me is if it was with his bare hands.
So here it is, right?
Or a
so
musket.
A Colorado runner. So a Colorado runner killed a mountain lion in self-defense and hiked to safety after the animal attacked him on the trail. So basically what happened is he was running on the trail and he heard something behind him. He turned around to look, and as he turned around to look, a mountain lion was coming at him, pouncing on him. So they say it was a juvenile because it was only 80 pounds.
Okay.
It wasn't juvenile, right?
It wasn't juvenile himself, because we were wondering where he's been. So the victim of the attack described hearing something behind him on the trail and was attacked by a mountain lion. As he turned around to investigate, the lion lunged at the runner, biting his face and wrist, and he was able to fight and break free from the lion, killing the lion in self-defense. The runner, so basically, the runner said that he hit the cat with a rock and then suffocated him, or like choked him to death.
Opposable thumbs greater than claws.
You know, I don't know how
Steve,
that happened.
Why the type on your note so big?
Yeah, I just copy and pasted that shit, and that shit popped
out.
out.
My eyes getting old, dog.
You got your bifocals.
So basically, they're like, all right, so if this happened, right? Because he walked away with just a bite, bite mark, nothing life threatening. So they're like, let's go find this thing. So they do find the cat, the mountain lion, next to his personal items. And they did confirm that an autopsy that it did died to being suffocated.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, I think in the article at least there's a tinge of like, did you really do it? You know what I mean? There's a tinge of like, so you're telling me that this thing bit your face, and if you tried to control a feral cat on the street, you can't do that shit, man. They're strong. And they got knives on every fucking toe.
This one was 80 pounds.
They're only tough if you're trying to be gentle with them.
Oh, and then you start shaking them around. You shake them a little bit.
I've caught feral cats. My dad used to catch them, and you grab that shit by the back of its neck. Go ahead, go fucking crazy. I could destroy you if I wanted.
That's the first thing I do is just smash it into the ground.
You just crush its fucking neck easy. Yeah. And even if they grab onto your arm, you're like, okay.
Like a bag of Lays.
I'll give you this: they're wily as fuck. But once you get a hold of them, like their neck or some shit, they can't do anything to you.
I mean, but one of my favorite things was I was watching Animal Rescue, and this lady was hoarding cats, right? Mm-hmm. So they go in to click these cats, and this fucking cat was not having it, man. He goes to grab this cat. This cat crawls up his leg.
Oh, I saw that.
Crawls inside,
I saw that.
bites,
bites the inside
bites into his thigh, and he's like, oh.
I've been bit by a cat. It's horrible.
See, that's when I start elbowing that fucking.
You don't even have to elbow. Just grab its head. You can just crush its skull with your hand. They're not that.
No, I want to elbow.
That durable. Why are you gonna elbow the shit out of it?
I mean, so maybe you know.
Spit no blood, nigga.
So, but that's badass if he did do that.
This is a 100-something pound cat, so it's not the same. I get it.
Yeah. But
people have fought off mountain lions, though.
But when your adrenaline kicks in, you can do crazy things,
You're
man. You're
essentially
strong.
like a less stronger ape.
Yeah,
much stronger, much mentally stronger, less stronger ape.
So they're saying
you're formidable. You're a formidable thing for a mountain lion.
So they're saying it's not uncommon for mountain lions.
Mad racist. I'm sorry.
So it's not uncommon for a mountain lion to grow an 8 foot in length and weigh up to 150 pounds.
Yeah, they can get big.
So they're a lion for sure. They're a big cat. Uh-huh. So they're saying luckily it was only an 80-pound cat, which is still a big fucking cat, man.
My dog is 80 pounds.
That's a beast.
And I know if he went nuts, I know Trey said this before. He's like, if that dog went nuts, you have a hard time. I'm like, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, he's jumped up on me before and almost pushed me through your back
you talking
window.
About Kuma? Yeah, if Kuma just woke up on some Cujo shit.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about dogs for me, the reason I'm not incredibly scared of really any dog is that they only have one dangerous part, and it's the front.
Yeah.
And I got legs to wrap you up. I got 2 hands with opposable thumbs for choking.
We'll get you.
And I'm gonna get fucked up, but I'm probably gonna kill you.
But you're not gonna at least die.
Yeah. That's all right. The cool thing, I hope he took some like sweet fang marks across the face, so he looks like
that's awesome.
Looks all evil.
Yeah. We're just one straight over the eye.
Straight over that, like
fucking Kano.
Dope. Yeah, like
the Kano from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
So looks like we're out of time. But
throw
we're
a ghost pepper in his mouth.
So we'll rush through these Russian couple arrests after a Malaysian baby swinging
let's skip
video
that shit.
emerges.
They was swinging.
They did a Michael Jackson.
Man dies after his e-cigarette explodes in his face.
Damn.
Let's skip that shit.
So yeah,
that's crazy.
That's funny.
No, he really caught the beats too with that shit.
Wait, he died.
He died.
He definitely got the beats.
Not only did it blow up, but I guess a piece of the e-cigarette flew through his mouth and into his spinal carotid artery
and cut his carotid artery.
Cut his carotid artery, and he had a stroke. So he lived for 2 days after.
It's fucked up.
He lived for 2 days after the incident and had a stroke and died face down in a hospital.
The worst part is that he died as a vapor.
Damn.
Loser.
Oh God!
Could you imagine trying to spare your life by not catching cancer? You're like, okay, I'm just gonna do these.
I just hope the picture of
cigarettes.
And he said, I hope the picture at his memorial
head off?
is him with the fucking e-cigarette in his mouth.
God damn, that's fucking crazy.
He wasn't in flavor country anymore.
A fucking illustration on his tombstone.
He died smelling like fucking bubble gum or fucking watermelon.
Oh, that sucks, man.
Yeah, man.
So yeah,
it's all fun and games until technology blows up in your face.
Oh, that's what. Well, they're saying that there's some kind of weird reaction to like the mouth and the lithium-ion batteries.
Oh,
they don't work well together, and so sometimes there's a reaction where they can blow up.
God damn. Yeah,
it's like when you put a firecracker in someone's like cigarette, and it's like a practical joke. Except for it's a stick of dynamite.
Let's just go to the end.
Stop smoking.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson.
Fuck you, Liam.
Admits to one. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Nah, hold on.
Jumping the gun.
Come down now. All right. Fuck. Don't blanket statement. Remember. Admits to wanting to kill the block bastard after friend was raped. So this also happened a long time ago. And I'm not gonna lie. I've heard worse derogatory remarks than black bastard.
And also was.
And if his friend really did, if it was his best friend who did get raped, I mean,
didn't he say that he did he express remorse?
I wonder if
express remorse or no?
Did he really say bullshit?
Did he really say black bastard or did he replace that word?
No. He said black bastard.
No, but this is a long
in
time
real
ago.
life.
There's no one there to corroborate his fucking story. Did he use black bastard?
He said black bastard. I don't give a shit. His mama called him a nigga. I'm gonna call him a nigga.
Exactly. I think that's. He's from Scotland, dude. He's right. He's from Scotland, right? I'm pretty sure he could drop that bomb.
Here's the problem. There's no problem with having a problem with the man who raped
Of course,
your friend.
Of course not.
Having a problem with everybody who seems to look like the man who raped your friend, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Because that's when it becomes racism. He said that he was looking for any black bloke, or whatever he says, or he was looking for any black fellow to engage in any type of
so he could like fight them,
physical, adverse physical, situation with him, so that
no matter what
he could exact revenge. Like, what the fuck?
That's weird. Well, I mean, he was young though. I mean, maybe he was a different guy back then. Who knows?
A little more feisty.
Ugh.
Well, I mean, you know what? It's
and the funny thing is, he just assumed that he was going to overpower the average black man.
You know, you're not going to do that. You're
probably got the shit beat out of him. See. Now 2 people got raped.
That's why.
That's why. Liam, I'm sorry. Liam, no. We're gonna cut that out.
No, that's unbelievable. Like the Taken series, I'm like, get out of here, Liam Neeson. You're old as fuck.
You know, I mean, maybe he had a bad lapse of judgment.
He's not my favorite actor, so I'm willing to flush him down the toilet.
What? The funny thing is, why is this something that he had to
that's
bring
what I
up
said.
now?
That's what I said. Remember I texted you that? I was
weird.
like, why commit social
why
suicide
bring it up
right now?
Shut the fuck up.
In this climate, be
that's
like,
weird.
there
Worst
was this
time.
time back in the days where I was super racist. Let me tell you exactly what happened.
And the funny thing, that's exactly, I think they asked somebody, it might have been Killer Mike about it.
Okay.
And he obviously, or there was somebody where I was reading, they were saying, I think it might have been Wale, because Wale and Terry Crews were going back and forth about it.
Okay.
And Terry Crews was saying, he was kind of taking a position that PJ is taking a bit, where he was saying, I can understand having that amount of, ferocity.
Right.
Toward the person who hurt your best friend. You know?
Right.
For sure.
And then Wale came in and saying, that's fine having, that amount of tension with that specific individual.
Right.
But when you start to blanket and include all of these people who have nothing to do with that specific situation, those are the seeds for white supremacy. And it is.
Yeah, just two-piecing every black dude on the street. Just dude sitting there eating.
Well, that's how a lot of white supremacists start.
Right.
One black person might beat them up.
Sure.
In fucking elementary
And
school,
that's
and
it.
then they go, okay, well, this is how all black people treat.
Well, it's true
people like
because
us.
a perfect example. I was at a grappling school, and this new kid from he was Armenian. He was new, right? He's at a high school. He got jumped by a bunch of Mexican kids. Motherfucker doesn't like me. I didn't do anything to him. He wouldn't grapple with me. He wouldn't even talk to me. Nothing. I was like, yo, what's this dude's problem? And then he's like, oh, Mexicans. And he's like, fuck Mexicans. I was like, all right, so that's cool. So you want to do this? And he's like, no. So he doesn't like me.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything to him. So he's like super racist for it now. It's
so
crazy.
it goes to show you like that teaching of anything different than you are should start really, really early. Mm-hmm. So as to kind of curb any inclinations you might have towards hating someone just based on one anecdotal situation that you might have encountered,
Yeah.
Like I remember a long time ago I went to the party with you and your lady. It was a lesbian party because there was nothing but lesbians there.
Yeah.
And everyone was really mean to me. And I was like, I didn't fucking do anything to you in the past, but because I have a wiener, you gotta be mean.
That really happened?
It did actually, yeah.
They're mean to you?
They were just standoffish. And I was like, I'm sorry I have a penis. See, something happened to them in the past. Now they blanket statement all people with wieners.
Same way black women treat me.
I still got love for anyone. I don't give a shit. Yeah. I forgive those 2 black guys who chased me from my BMX bike. You know what? You guys didn't know any better.
I forgive those 2 white cops who planted a fucking Smith & Wesson old-timey gun.
On you?
In our car. I told you guys about this before.
Yeah, he told us about it.
I did not remember that at all.
Yeah.
A million times I've talked about this. It's got a fucking gun planted in my car. And then they were like,
shit.
They waited till one of the people in my crew started crying. He was like, dude, we're fucking going to jail. He started crying, and then they were like, ha, we were just joking with you guys.
Shit.
It's all good.
No shit. I've never heard that story. I
that's
promise.
hilarious.
Dude, they planted a rusty fucking like Billy the Kid gun in our car. Like literally, it's like a Billy the Kid revolver.
It was a musket.
And they were like, hey, look what we found. Like, oh, wow. He's like, we really got these guys now. And one of my friends started fucking bawling, crying because he thought his life was over. Of
course,
like, dude, it's all these, it's all these young black kids.
Yeah,
we got 2 white cops. And they basically just planted a gun on us. We're done. We're done for.
That shit's crazy because I know a lawyer, a white Jewish man. Mm-hmm. He said, never let cops check your car and never let them check you. He goes, because what he actually, as a lawyer, what he does is he defends whatever. I'm going to say it in a very crude way. He defends people against shit like that.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm a white Jewish man that doesn't trust cops because of all the shit I've seen.
Yeah.
He goes, you won't even believe half the shit I tell you. He goes, never let them search your car, and never, because you don't know what's happening.
Yeah, you're gonna get tased real quick doing that shit.
Yeah, you just
it's easy for a white guy to say resist the cops.
Right.
You cannot come in my car, sir. No, I pay tax money to make sure.
The next thing you know, you're getting wrestled to the ground.
Yeah. So it's the crazy world, man.
Crazy world. Get in where you fit in. Yeah.
Hey, before we leave, this is something I wanted to start instituting into each episode. Do you guys have any sleepers, like anything, any music that you think is undervalued?
Oh yeah,
yes.
And you want to give a recommendation?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Listen to Moon Hooch is my shit right now. They're just like, I think they're called. They're this new wave of shit called cave music, or what is it called? Brass House or something. It's basically just like a minimalist version of a jazz band that do kind of like upbeat instrumental shit. Daughter loves it. She'll dance to that shit the moment I put it on, and I love it too. It's fun. It's just like really fun dancing upbeat shit, and I don't know. It's good stuff. Moon Hooch, check it out. Or Too Many Zoos. It's another one for me.
Okay, mine is going to be Act Your Waist Size by Count Basie.
Mine's going to be Beauty.
Count Basie needs it more than these guys, so everyone go check out Count Basie.
Yes.
Mine's going to be Beauty and SX featuring Daniel Caesar and Unknown Mortal Orchestra. It's one of them sexy songs.
Sweet. Also, too, the new Game of Thrones book is out. Fire and Ice, History of the Targaryens. Go check that out.
Will do. All right, y'all.
Anything else, y'all?
Yo, thank you for listening
Spread
to the
love,
episode.
y'all. Brown, white, gay,
Podbean, Overcast.
Podbean, Overcast, Twitcher, YouTube, SoundCloud. Check out the Mystery Children podcast.
The Mystery Children at gmail.com. Say it again, Steve. I'm sorry, I won't say it.
Mystery Children.
All right, y'all.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.